Look, I don't know where the camera is, guys, but my name's Corey Thompson. I worked 13 years in the oil field, baby. Then I got laid off. Now I'm trying to help people that built this country with their bare hands learn how to do something that works for them, like Braxton here, who now has 30 rentals. How's that feel, Braxton?
30 rentals?
Good feeling.
If you want to know more about real estate investing, go to roughneckrealestate.com. Drop your email address in there, like, subscribe, all the stuff. We got Rob Trigg here. Rob, how you feeling right now, bro?
Tired.
When,
I
why
got
you
up at
sleep?
5 o'clock this morning to be here with you fine gentlemen.
Rob, who are you? Introduce the people.
I am Rob Trigg. I basically am the director of loan operations with Jet Lending. How you get your money from Roughnecks to real estate.
That's right.
That's how I am the director of loan operations there. I've been there for almost 6 years.
Does that mean everyone here is Braxton's boss,
Yes.
but he still makes more than all of us?
Technically, yes.
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 That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
This conversation just happened outside, too. He was griping to Ryan about money, and Ryan's like, you have more money than me. What is
No. Ryan, I was telling about giving another deal. And he's like, yeah, I want 50. I want a deal. I'm like, you're not happy with 10? Like, come on. He's like, then
No, I want to
Jason's
get back to this 30 rentals that I don't know about.
It's 29 technically.
29. Okay.
Fixing to be, what are we picking up on that other one?
4.
4 more, so 33.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just out here having fun, man.
He said he was going to be a billionaire by the time was it a billion? It was a billion.
Yeah,
right?
I just want a cool 20.
20 mil? 20
Bill.
Bill. 20 bill. 20 bill.
20 billion,
That's what he told
I'll
me
probably,
when I
that'll be
first
my
met
number,
him.
I think.
20 billion.
Yeah, but none of y'all bought lottery tickets.
None. I did.
Powerball. It's
a
first
billion.
time ever, right?
I don't know.
I thought it was like first time ever for a billion.
I bought my $1 billion
That's-
ticket, and I won $24.
Did you really?
Did it
But
hit?
No, it didn't. So now it's up. So I rolled my $24 over into the next.
How much does a ticket cost? Powerball
$10
ticket.
bucks.
Look, you walk in there with a $20 bill. You hand it to them. You say, "I want Powerballs," and then they ask you a follow-up question that you don't know the answer
And
to.
you just say yes no matter
Yes.
what.
You say yes, and then
Okay.
they hand you back
$3 a
something.
piece.
Degenerate.
Dude, so there was a gas station in our little hometown. My granddad used to send me in to get his little lottery tickets.
We're not worried about that, Spoon. We're trying.
What's
to
wrong
figure
with buying lotto tickets?
out- you buy your scratchers?
No.
No.
Did back
Just
then.
lottos.
Okay. So, your director of loan operations, Braxton's got 30 rentals. Mm-hmm. You how's loaning going? How's business going?
Business is going great, I'd say. It's going pretty good. It's very, very changing right now, is what I'd say. There's a lot of change in the industry. There's a lot of change in real estate, and people are not paying attention to it. And that is what is concerning the most to me. Is
Really?
people are not paying attention to what's going on, in my opinion.
How many people a day do you get? How many loan applications do you think you get a day?
Me, personally, our team, probably 10 to 15 a day. Somewhere.
10 to 15 loans.
Properties that we evaluate
Evaluating 10 to 15 properties a day.
a day.
That and what? I mean, closing volume wise, what do y'all close out of that per month?
Typically, on a good month, is about 30 core, what we call core business, which is jet lending, and then anywhere from 5 to 10 correspondent loans, which is
That's amazing.
yeah.
Sure, we know basically 1 out of every 30. That's
Yeah.
what y'all are looking at.
So
I mean, some of them you got to understand. You get 10 a day, right? Some of them don't get the property, under contract, or they didn't move fast enough. They're not educated enough to make those offers because they don't know how the game works. A lot of new investors out there that we deal with that we're trying to educate, and
what do we
the
call
more-
those people, Braxton?
I don't know.
Oh man, Braxton. What do we call them?
Broke people? I don't know.
Tire kickers.
Yes.
There are some tire kickers out there, but I mean, at the end of the day, you want those tire kickers to become successful investors. I think you want them to.
We do, but we when Braxton got started, he didn't his card on you hadn't kicked in yet, so he wasn't proper asking enough questions at the beginning.
Yeah.
So he's putting together comp packages and submitting it in the jet, and then he comes back, yeah, we can do the loan. And they tell the guy, and the guy's like, oh, yeah, I never had that under contract. He's like,
So what I've changed to is it's like before even if Johnny Eddie look at it, I just say, all right, let's get this appraisal. It's going to cost this much. I already reached out to him.
yeah.
I just try to get that square one, day one. Okay, you have a deal. Let's go ahead and get this submitted for an appraisal.
And then you're asking for the credit card.
And that's weed them out faster, I guess.
Yeah. they're
Okay.
like,
But the first day they reach out, I say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and reach out to an appraisal. I'll try to work on getting you terms, but the appraisal is the number one thing because it also takes the longest.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to commit, then probably
That's
commit
not a
through.
bad way to approach it. I mean, the way that Jet Lending's cut their teeth, though, is educating, educating the investors on, like, hey, this is either a deal or not a deal. And a lot of people depend on that, that are not, your savvy everyday investor that's doing, 10, 15 flips a month or one or two a month, These guys are trying to get started, and I think Jet Lending has been phenomenal at being able to provide that education up front.
how's the education changing right now?
Well, it depends on who you ask. People say that we're still in a hot market. I don't think we are. I think we're in a very soft market, very, very soft. You got people that are saying, hey, we only have, 2.5 months of inventory or something like that in Houston? Yeah, but listings are down. People are not moving. Why are they not moving?
Well, because they don't want to get rid of a low interest rate.
Exactly. They're saying I'm at 2.75 during what I call the refi boom or the refi bubble, whatever you want to call it. The last 3 years, everybody was refining to get 2.75, 3%.
What'd you get?
2.75.
Yeah, so you're in there.
Yes,
You're like,
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not, and if I do, like Eddie said yesterday, Eddie Gant, owner of Jet Lending, one of the principal owners, he said, even if you do want to move, you hold on to that house.
Yeah.
You don't sell it for nothing. You're in that for 30 years at 2.75. You can rent that thing out. Your cash flow's huge.
Yeah. So, Spoonie, how are you educating? So we're talking about educating real estate investors right now. To me, like when they come to us now, we're like, all right, look, credit in a flipper's market, credit is not near as big of a factor.
No, it's not. It's not.
Where
You can
now
flip
in
as
a-
many properties as you want.
Yeah, in a buy and hold market, which is a buy and hold market, it's a longer market. Credit's going to matter tremendously. Well, it's like you're going to have some back end financing going into this. You're going to have that exit because Jet's doing 18-month loans.
We can do up to 18-month loans. I always try to give the client the option. I say, look, you can go 6, 12. I can do that. Why don't you just let me put you on an 18-month that's fire, fix, and forget? The extensions and everything's already built in. You don't have to worry about signing anything. But at the end of the day, we want you out of this loan in 6 months. But if it takes longer, hey, you're protected.
Yeah, because you can throw a tenant in there
Yeah,
and wait for a better market.
you can.
I mean, they better anticipate it. I mean, our here's how our listings are going right now. Braxton loves it. Our real estate agents hate it. We immediately, as soon as we get a property bought, we list it with what we're going to do to it in mind. Okay, so it's a hotel model. Now, the hotel model in our experience is dead now. You get a wave of showings at the beginning. They're all retail buyers, and we tell them, we're going to do these repairs. Just put what you want in writing. We will do it. Mm-hmm. And they will not submit an offer, or agents aren't talented enough to get an offer from them. I think there's probably more of that because Chris almost always gets an offer where our other agent never gets an offer. So it's more of a training issue on our
They can't
end.
think outside the box. They can't show them, like, hey, this is the potential of what it can do. You tell, if I'm hearing you right, you tell these guys what you want in this house. They'll make it happen. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is make an offer.
Yeah, you get to pick the color flooring, the color paint, the color granite.
Smart.
Everything. Mm-hmm. But they can't elicit those offers because they don't. I think themselves don't believe in the product.
That's 100% it. They don't believe in the product.
So they don't.
Chris has also consumed the Closer Survival Guide and come in and spent the time training and tried to improve and still does. Takes the feedback, the criticism, and
gets daily coaching calls from us. Mm-hmm. And so, with that being said, if a showing is scheduled If a showing is scheduled at 9 a.m. this morning, they have an offer from us, the seller, in their inbox at 9:30. Signed.
Quick.
With the improvements.
With the improvements that we're going to do and what we're willing to give up if we're going to buy down their points. Like, we give them concessions on the offer with the hope that they play the game with us and start offering back and countering. So we are attempting to get ahead of it, but you know what else we do day one? Throw a for rent sign in the yard for an astronomical amount of money. Because if I bought something for $140 and somebody's going to pay me $2,800, $2,900 a month rent, that's going to cash flow about $800 a month, even
Absolutely.
with 8% interest.
Absolutely.
And that $800 a month buys me a lot more groceries than $0 a
A
month
lot more Mustangs.
or $1,400 a month leaving the door. You get what I mean? So if somebody comes up and is like, yeah, I'll rent this. So we got lakefront properties. We're only buying really two types of properties. Properties with acreage. Well, three types. Properties with acreage, dirt cheap. And when I say dirt cheap, less than 50 grand, and lakefront properties. And we're renting those out. I mean, as fast as we can get them sold or rented, they're one way or another, it's happening. And then we're just refinancing and moving on to the next. And we can't, I don't know how long the lending, to me, Jacob's like, why are you in such a hurry? I think you're trying to solve a problem that ain't there. And I'm like, we're one person fire selling their house in that neighborhood away from not being able to get appraisals, at the level we would want to get them to be able to burr out of this. And we're seeing it in our own selves. We bought in a 480 neighborhood, 480. Do you know how much 480 is? 480.
Yeah.
You know what we're under contract to sell for? 260. So we're taking a 480 neighborhood and dropping it to 260 with one fire sale ourselves.
Tanking the market.
We're tanking the market
And I have to ask, why are you wanting to do that?
because it got 37 showings and one offer, and that offer was 260. So the market spoke to us.
Okay.
You don't ignore the market,
No, you don't. You have to listen to what's going on.
and it's going to
And
pay
I
us.
don't mean listen with the ears. Listen to what's coming in
Yeah.
your hand.
And so that neighborhood's gonna, like, the people that have their properties listed that are holding out for a better price, they're gonna hate us, but we're gonna get out of there. We're gonna take our mobile home off of it. We're gonna remove the mobile home from it, and we're gonna move it to where?
Frankston.
So we're gonna move it to a property, a little lot we got in Frankston, set it up, and put a renter in there. So it's kind of, we're making 30 when we sell it, and we get to take our mobile home and go home. You know what I mean?
Take my ball and go home.
I'm
I'm taking this.
we have a free and clear rental over in Frankston that we'll rent for $1,500 a month, and
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win. But for us, it's like, look, I could sit here and hold out for another 3 months, and maybe I'm right, and we get a better offer. It is a bad time of year to sell, but I would rather make a quick 30, get a free and clear rental, have a project to work on. Spoon, how much you gonna charge us to do that septic out there?
$500 over what it costs.
No, well,
I mean, it's in,
Maybe Roadhouse over what it costs at most.
no, I'm not saying that. He should make more than that. But what's your invoice going to be on the job if you have to pull up and do the septic with us? We're his employees.
Septic school. I understand I've got limited septic experience, meaning 0. But I'll probably be lunch and an energy drink.
No, you're going to bill for the day. You're not going to bill for the day when you show up. We're the hands.
Oh,
Like,
if I'm in charge,
we're going to be able to do that
$5
septic
grand.
for like $7,000. It's going to be a good day.
12.
Company will get that.
12 grand. I'm 5.
Yeah,
If I'm running it, I'm 5.
yeah. I mean, we're the labor here.
The biggest labor there will be getting the.
Have you seen me dig a hole with an excavator?
Yeah.
No, because
He's seen it.
because everybody's scared to see you on equipment.
No.
He dug a hole in Poteet
Nice.
Yeah.
and got to
Best
water.
hole ever dug.
What's the first step of digging a hole?
I don't know. Dig.
No, it's called 811.
Yeah,
That's why you're
811,
not
I was
on
just
the
saying.
equipment.
Yeah,
That's-
you got to make sure there's no live wires.
I don't care about any of that.
Oh, you need
You
to.
will the first time you chop 100 strand fiber and
Yeah.
you get a $50,000 bill.
I found.
or
That goes on the contractor's insurance. He heard.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
E&O
I
insurance.
literally found the same
gotta
springs that
E&O
makes that
insurance.
Chuck
No,
Norris
it's not
water.
E&O. It goes on your liability.
Liability.
But
Okay.
It'll hit you hard. That's a
Yeah.
big check.
Jason, none of
Those
that
guys
matters.
get like 1,500 a splice.
Y'all are talking over each other, but I think what Braxton's trying to say is he hit water in Poteet. Poteet's basically a desert.
Hold on. Did you hit water like there was a water line up?
like a
underneath the-
spring.
He hit a
You
main.
hit a spring. Okay. Well,
A spring. It was amazing. It's the first time I ever seen that happen. And
good
the,
hole.
the
Best
will-
they ever dug.
The willow tree
10
growing
footer.
randomly on the property should have been a sign, you
there
know.
was water there.
But he dug it, and I was like, I thought the same thing. When I walked up and the hole was full of water, I was like, shit. Braxton done hit a water main out here in the middle of nowhere on some acres. I was like, I don't know why there'd be a water line there. So I started scooping the water out and then got to the bottom and you could see it just seeping out of the formation. I was
just
like, man,
oozing
that was cool.
That is
I went and got him. I was like, man, this is cool. I've never seen this happen. Never seen somebody hit a spring.
Yeah, because we were literally lighting trailers on fire 100 yards from that
That's also true.
With a cutting torch.
with a gun torch.
We weren't lighting
It
them on
wasn't.
fire.
It wasn't on
Hold on.
purpose.
So I saw this video where y'all were taking a come along and moving a trailer. Okay,
Yes.
You have to explain to me because I haven't seen y'all in a while. What was going on there?
Well, it was.
Did y'all just have to move it a certain amount of
We
feet or what?
for we didn't have to do anything in that
y'all
situation.
cut y'all cut the trailer in half.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because you can't put it in a dumpster in one piece.
No, Spoon
Let's
has no
talk about
idea what
something.
you're talking about. Spoon's completely lost.
You don't follow our content.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
why
need
would
to-
I?
Because it's fucking amazing.
It's great content.
If you go to the TikTok, you'll see what he's referencing, which we're rolling through a mobile home park that we used to own. And when we were rolling through it, I was just explaining to Braxton, we bought that thing for $80,000. We put some of the houses there that were there, but we didn't want to see the project through. So we sold it. I think we sold it for $300. I don't know. But anyways, we sold it. Guy bought it, paid cash for it. He comes in there, and at the front, there was a double wide, and that's the one that they were moving. And what they were trying to do was they were trying to move it, I think, what they say, 15 feet or 20 feet?
Something like that. Yeah.
Just so they could fit more homes in between it and the next houses.
So they cut it in half and moved it.
So double wide, you can, normally they would take it down the highway, but all they did was just break it loose, put the wheels under it. They Egyptianed the low spot with boards and stuff, and then they were come along in it forward.
There's got to be an easier way.
They had two come alongs working in tandem, which is
feel
pretty
like the
amazing.
Axles, just putting the axles under it would have been easier.
That's what they did.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying they put it on like skids or something.
No.
The tongue was on a skid. There's no tire on the tongue. So, anyways, they put down boards because the ground wasn't level. So they put down boards for the tires to roll over. It was a pretty amazing sight.
It was.
It was.
Now they backed in a F-150 with a trailer and tied the come-alongs to the trailer, but they didn't chain the trailer to a tree.
And then you stepped in and said, you need to.
Yeah, I just walked up. I was like, I don't know what they got going on, so I wanted to see it. And then when I got closer, I was like, oh my gosh, this is fucking amazing. They're
Because it looked
Egyptianing
like they're like tearing it down or something because the mobile home was like split in two.
and leaning back like it was going to fall over.
Like,
Did they,
dang.
did they get it back level?
I
we
haven't been
didn't
by
see
the-
it through, but like they were moving it. I mean,
They were
we gave them
definitely
a
gonna-
chain, so they hooked up the trailer to the tree, and like it was a whole operation.
Yeah, I saw
It was wild.
Yeah.
and they skidded it forward, and I think I want to say those guys got it done. And so what they're going to do is now that they have more space in between the next home, they'll be able to set more homes in there per the city code of distancing or
I feel like a forklift could have done it a lot quicker.
yeah, but forklift costs what a forklift cost.
Wasn't big enough to pick that up.
Couple of
Cost a lot
homies
of
and
Oh,
money.
some
they make
chains, though.
forklifts big enough to.
But
pick
what
them
Oh,
up.
I agree. Just getting one dropped off. Where was the closest one to you?
I don't know.
Those guys, y'all are missing out on who did this.
I know. I saw who did it.
These guys were amazing.
Yes.
And they were like-
Was this like redneck, like straight
Yeah.
up crystal methany, like
No.
engineers?
No. These guys were like they were
Getting it.
working.
They don't need nothing.
Blue collar working.
They don't
Put
need
that
nothing.
on that thing.
They're like forklift. Well, no, I got two come-alongs.
I got
right
two
here.
coming. I don't,
Yeah.
Like,
They're up there jacking up and just pushing over 1 foot at a time, rejacking up.
dude, it was moving. I mean, it
That's
moved.
crazy.
It moved what
pretty
10
quick.
foot?
Yeah, like when
Real
we were
quick.
there. I mean, that thing was making it to where they wanted it to go.
Yeah, and then they were going to have to. I mean, with the way that it leaned back, it kind of helped them out because now there's no rub between the houses. So when they moved that front piece forward, all they had to do was jack up the back piece, put the seam line back in, repair it, go to town. Funny part is we remodeled that house completely when we owned it. So they took a completely, sheetrocked, remodeled house, broke it in half, and
Moved it
forward 15
It
foot.
was impressive.
I wish if I was them, I'd have just tried to move the whole thing, both sides, all at once.
I think the hard part is that I don't know. There might have not been enough room because it was the slope and then the tree and the fence all right there.
That's
It's not
true.
like you could have just hooked up to your F-350 and
Oh no, you couldn't have.
No, I would have wanted to decouple though the whole time on that seam line. As soon as it hit that dip and stuff, it would have. I bet it would have racked out. And
Yeah, it
Tore
had some issues. But that house had
Been cool to
issues
see.
anyways. The reason why we didn't remove that house is because it had a bent frame. So the owner before us was a licensed mobile home dealer, and he would go buy these bad mobile homes that were set to be destroyed or whatever, and would move them onto this place and then get them back up to standard and get them re-inspected. So this one had a bent frame and couldn't go down the road. According to the people that we called to come get it and haul it off when they put it into their system. They're like, oh, this house has no value. I'm like, obviously.
so did it have a reman title or was it?
I don't. Man, you're talking, when we buy that thing, 2017 we bought it?
A lot's happened since then.
Yeah. I just remember thinking we're going to have to haul it off. We didn't have the equipment to haul it off at the time. In other words, tear it down, haul it off. Or put $5,000 into it and see if somebody will rent it. We put $5,000 into it. It rented. We never looked back on it. It was like, that's jam up. And anyways, yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
So, what else you got going on? If you were to gauge the pulse of the market, like right now, as a lender, you get to see late payments and stuff like that. Are they trending up?
No, late payments are not trending up. No, that's one good thing. We're about normal where that should be. What we're seeing is payoffs, not as many payoffs. That's a good indication that you're either not able to sell your properties or you're not, or you're just not trying hard enough. But
What? Yeah. Any of them? Is there? Well, I guess y'all don't know the difference in a payoff if it's a refinance or a
no, we
a
do.
sell.
We do. But I mean, at the end of the day, a payoff is a payoff. I mean, if your payoffs are trending down, they're not refinancing, or B, they're not selling. So
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you've got to pay attention to that data. And there's again, going back to what I said, anybody says that we're not in a changing market or a softer market right now, you need to go talk to a lender and get your data straight, because it's crazy.
Personally, our payoffs have picked up.
Yeah.
Not our lending. The money that we borrow, we're paying it off sooner.
Well, that's probably because you're pivoting correctly.
We pivoted into refinancing while banks are loaning.
Yes.
So if banks we're pressing the gas so hard that I want a bank to say, "Whoa,
Yeah.
why are y'all trying to refinance so much?" But like, because all these
you
are
want to
rented.
find that point.
We want to find that point. We want to know at what points are banks no longer comfortable lending us money. So
Well, in a changing market, you got to be good at pivoting. If you're not, and you don't see what could potentially happen, and you don't pivot quick enough or pivot with the market, you're going to end up in trouble.
Yeah.
That's I pay attention to a lot of content out there, a lot of y'all's that y'all do up here, but there's a lot of people that are just like throwing their hands up and going, we don't know what's going to happen. Well, okay. Nobody knows what's going to happen. I mean, heck, it could be not to get political, but I mean, next Tuesday, right, is going to be the telltale about where the future is going to head, right?
you punch your ticket for Beto.
Oh, not yet. I can't wait.
Y'all haven't
Get
voted
him-
yet.
I haven't yet either.
Slack it off.
I got my sticker day one.
Chad wants me to vote for Beto to keep him out of El Paso, get him out of there permanently.
Who?
Yeah.
Live in El Paso.
He.
What time are we going tomorrow? Maybe I can go tomorrow morning.
Whatever time you get done voting,
Okay.
that's
Were you-
that's when we'll go.
We'll be real busy.
You want to come
tomorrow,
video
Rob.
me voting?
We're gonna be.
Do I want to video you voting?
riding jet skis.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I go back there with you and make sure you don't vote Beto? Well, you got liberal tendencies, Spoon.
I heard that they really like it.
I
if
got to
you
know
stand
about
online
this
and yell
liberal
at people
tendencies.
and
He,
force your
he likes to,
political
it's
beliefs
again
on 'em.
projection. He just wants to accuse me of the stuff that's in his heart because he can't openly voice the fact that he supports all kinds of liberal
One thing I
movements.
learned about this business: liberals, Democrats, Republicans. It doesn't matter who you are. I want your money. I don't care.
I like that.
That's right.
I don't care.
That's
I don't care
why
who you
I-
vote for.
That's why I'm writing in
When
Kanye.
I'm looking for hard money, I go to Rob Trigg.
No, you go to Braxton. You go to Braxton.
Jason
Well, I do
doesn't
go to
really know how
Braxton.
anything works. He just signs paperwork that we tell him to sign.
You go to Jet Lending. But at the end of the
I mean,
day,
I was just trying to do a nice advertisement for you there.
yeah,
Jason's
Don't go to Rob.
yeah,
Then.
yeah.
What's wrong with
Jason's-
Rob? Why do you hate Rob?
Weird way to move it.
Jason's a very privileged customer. He gets benefits that other customers don't necessarily get, like Braxton doing all of his paperwork for him.
You know,
He's like, when do I got to show up and sign? Yesterday was when you were supposed to show up and sign. Oh, I guess I'll go today.
It's a good life.
You know, at the end of the day, everybody laughs and jokes about one side or the other. You know, if you sit and have a conversation with your average, everyday human being, we all really see things the same, just in a different light. I mean, and that's some of it's extreme because the news media tells us is extreme, and everybody pays attention. Oh no, that's extreme. But I mean, there's Democrats
agree
out there
with
that are gun owners and love being gun owners and support the Second Amendment strongly. There's Democrats out there that are anti abortion. I mean,
That's also
There-
Spoon.
but they see
What?
they see
make sense.
things as Republicans do as evil doers as well, like spending too much money on.
Well, there's the part too where you go so far left or right, you come back to the other side, right?
Yeah.
There's that level of.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I'm a crazy
agree with that.
anarchist on either side of that kind of.
So I like to think of myself as literally middle of the road. I think that the country is, if we could just find somebody that's in the middle of the road that could unite everybody, which is very hard.
So I always I have family that's on the other side of the aisle than I would be. I'm very conservative in a lot of ways, not in the other. But I feel like 80% of America is like pretty close to each other. We all
They
have
are.
to
They
balance
are.
checkbooks, figure shit out, figure out how to buy cereal, all that
Yeah.
stuff. But then you got the 10% on either side of that just wreck it for everybody.
You're in that 10%
the-
Braxton he's referencing.
Are you a fur
Just-
baby?
I'm a
Fur baby. He
Have
made
y'all
him
heard about these Furbies?
He made him install a litter box at his school so he could shit in the corner.
Did you really?
I
Now this is something that I will talk about because it really blows my damn mind. I mean, it does. These kids, my kid goes to this school. I'm like, no, this can't be happening. My wife tells me about it, and I'm like, no, kids they're having to put litter boxes. This is the truth, Corey. Truth. It's happening. Kids, they're having to put litter boxes in the classroom.
They having to do shit.
No, they're
They're choosing to.
They're
They're not-
choosing to.
litter boxes for what? Like everyone has a pet cat.
No,
now?
for kids that kids identify as furries.
Yeah,
No.
it's happening.
Look it up.
I promise you, it's happening.
It's a hoax. I mean,
It's-
it's not.
it's definitely not.
It's not happening. Look.
No,
I'm
it's happened at our school. Like
I'm going
I think
to-
God was just speaking to us, but
Basically,
As close as you can
yes,
get.
yes. No. This look. I'm going to tell you right now. It's either going to be a hoax, a prank, a lie, or 7 times in the whole United States.
okay.
Well, I would agree with the last one.
He's bringing it up on
I
the
mean,
Guardian.
it's this. People have been saying this for months now. There's no.
Now, look. This is the funny part about this because
How is that? And
hold on, stop, y'all, stop. You live in an area that's going to be way more liberal than
Yes.
the areas that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to talk about Spoon. Spoon.
he's the other 10%.
Yeah, he's the other 10%. Now, I consider myself pretty progressive. I don't know. I mean, I listen to Open Ear with everything.
I would
You know what I
say- I
mean?
would call
that's
you
not
progressive.
true.
No. I would agree with that.
Politically, I go read about it. I'm like, what? Somebody tells me that, and then I'm like, I'm going to go read where this is happening at. I'm going to look at the data, and then I'm going to be like, oh, they fucking with people. But we had never heard this. You'd never heard it?
I had never heard of the litter box.
You'd never heard the litter box?
Never heard of that.
I had never heard the litter box. And supposedly we're the people that would be like, because he's very conservative in the spectrum of beliefs. Like, if they were going to label him, they would label him ultra MAGA probably, and I'm probably in there somewhere on that spectrum, and we have never heard the litter box theory. Spoonie, on the other hand, he runs in those kind of liberal circles a little bit. I mean,
There's nothing wrong with it.
No, he does. Like, I mean, it's he's got rich white friends.
Yeah.
They're mainly liberals.
I've got
That's true.
Hey, I got a theory about that. And correct me if I'm wrong.
I just love how you gaslight with such authority. It's just like he does. He has.
Why do you think that mostly liberal people are wealthy? Why do you think that?
Hold on, time out.
Capitalism.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
It is.
I think it's a little bit deeper.
No, it's capitalism.
Okay.
But here's he just brought up the most liberal term ever, gaslight.
That's literally what you were doing.
You're gaslighting him right now.
It's right.
That's not even what that word means. Like,
exactly.
you can't just like say that's what's happening.
No, spoon. Do you know a billionaire? Do you know people that are connected to billionaires in your friends group?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Do I?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
Who do I know that's a billionaire?
Dude, this guy went fishing one time and came back with a couple million in lending from an onion farmer. He's got connections too.
Hold on, but that guy right there, completely irrelevant. That was the mission of the fishing trip.
I get all that,
But you just brought that up in casual conversation. Hey, I got so and so. He's got a few bill.
I didn't say it like that. I said we're gonna call this guy, and you're like, whatever, call him. And the guy's like, yeah, I've got access to somebody with a lot of money.
Yeah,
And
And that guy already was a multimillionaire, correct?
yes,
yeah,
He does
he's worth
pretty
a
well.
couple
His
million.
whole family, right?
yeah, and that's your friend from when?
College.
Look, you hang out now. Is he African American? Is he Mexican? What is he?
I don't know.
White?
I mean, he appears to be. How would I know? I've never done a DNA test on him.
Do you see how he doesn't want to say that?
No, I'm just saying you can't.
That's the influence. That's the influence of whatever circle that in. Do you have a problem saying somebody's race? I don't have a problem.
What if you
saying
don't know?
Either. No.
Yeah, but I'm
The
saying, what if you don't
question,
know?
Jason,
What
is
if
he white passing? There you go.
Yeah, but if they have a tan like my niece, would you assume she's white? Like she's dark.
Yeah, but I don't. I mean,
I'm just saying, like,
Hey,
what if you don't
so
know there? Why would you guess that?
Going
That's a
back
weird
to
thing.
going back to the fact check of the litter boxes.
yeah, the litter box. The litter box.
So I'm telling you, either all of my neighbors are lying or my wife is lying to me, but they got a call from the school talking about this.
Yes, but do you know how that works? Do you know what happens when Emory School calls and says, "Hey, I'm just gonna let y'all know we're gonna put a litter box in the corner. We got little fucking Tito over here."
Why's he got me named Tito?
Because Tito Ortiz looks like the kind of guy that would shit in a litter box.
I can't disagree with that.
So
I can't. That seems legit.
we got little Tito over here. He needs a litter box to be able to go to the restroom, and we're gonna take care of his little special need. You know what happens next? Emory gets withdrawn from school. We're out of there. We're out of there the next day. Pam, yeah, you're taking this.
Coming out of retirement.
Yeah, come out of retirement. You're going to take this one on. We're not homeschooling Emory. They got litter boxes up at this motherfucker. That's it. It's over with. I'm going up there that day, grabbing her and removing her from that environment. We're not going to be there any longer. It's over. We don't deal with pretend. We deal with reality. Yeah. You know what I mean? We all have great imaginations. I was a cat for a whole summer. You know what I mean? I ate cat food. I ate dog food. I fucking tried to mouse. You know what I mean? On a skewer. I had a good summer. I was out of that phase. Nobody fucking let me stay in that phase by giving me a litter box. You know what I mean? You didn't have those phases?
No.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Like, I can't imagine
I played Army.
having that.
I feel like that was it.
I can't imagine.
I
I
made
can't
mud
imagine.
pies once, but I mean,
Did you eat them?
No, never ate them. But I made mud pies once.
I can't imagine that
And I learned how to
conversation
ride
with
a
my
bike.
parents and my dad walk in and be like, "You're not a fucking cat." Clap. That would have been the end of me being a cat.
So me and my buddy were talking about this past weekend. He's like, and we were sitting there. We had a couple cocktails. I was like, "What would you do if your child?" He said, "Well, I would treat him like a cat." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, they want to be treated like a cat. I'd treat them like a cat." I'm like, "Okay, well, explain yourself." He said, "Well, as soon as they get on the table to eat, slap their ass off the damn table." Said, "You go eat your ass outside where the rest of the animals eat."
Eat a mouse.
Spray bottle with water.
Yeah. Here's a mouse. It's alive. You got to catch it with your feline fangs and eat it. Whatever it is. I'm of the opinion that it's not happening that often, but I'm also of the opinion that where it is happening, it's being accepted
Absolutely.
at a level.
It's being allowed.
That shouldn't be accepted.
It should be over with the next day.
Yeah, like
And if not,
What's the point? I don't hold up. Like for a privacy type thing, right? They just go to the restroom in the corner in their litter box. Like, how's that work?
something to that effect. I
Or
don't
they
know.
just
I didn't
go-
ask. I didn't ask. A
They
whole
just go
bunch of
sit and they're like, I'm a cat,
this is where bullying.
but I still got to go to the restroom.
The anti-bullying campaign has swung the other direction. Bullying used to handle this.
Oh yeah.
It used to handle it right. You're a what? Pow.
I'm sorry. We
Yeah.
probably shouldn't laugh at that, but
Well, I mean, with bullying, so much like I don't disagree with you, but it's gotten a lot worse too because kids can be bullied 24/7, right? Because they're just
I
freaking
was
tapped
bullied.
into their Twitter. Yeah,
I
me
was
too.
bullied.
Hold on.
Big time bullied.
Time out.
If I'm canceled for saying no, you're not a cat. I'm
That's not what I'm
canceled.
talking about.
Like, ain't
I'm just
nobody
saying,
a
like,
cat.
kids are getting bullied on Facebook. They're getting bullied everywhere they can
You
be.
hear what he's saying?
Yeah, I got 4 kids.
He's got 4 kids.
I'm allowed to have an opinion.
You have an opinion. Braxton, when'd you get Facebook?
Last year.
Did you get bullied on Facebook in high school?
Because he didn't have it in high school.
Why didn't you have Facebook in high school?
Facebook's for old people.
Yeah. Did
But-
you get
but
bullied
what-
on? Did you get bullied on your other social medias?
No.
Did you have?
Did you have other ones?
Yeah, at some point, yeah. I wasn't active on it, but
If you were getting bullied and you went to Pam and said, "On the Snapchats, they're making fun of me,"
why are you friends with that person?
yeah.
would it be? What would her solution to the problem be?
Like, don't hang out with that person. Don't talk with them. Don't have them on your social.
He's trying
medias.
to get off social media.
I mean, no, but Pam would handle it, right?
Yeah, well, it's like not
She
get
would
off
tell you to
social
handle
media
it
if everyone's-
responsibly.
right? But it's just if I don't like a certain person, remove myself from that environment.
Well, that's what
If
a
getting off
lot
social
of
media as a
problem-
whole is the
That's what a lot
solution.
of problems are today. Is that too many people want to be accepted by everybody? Screw that. Look, I've told people a long time ago, I am the way I am. I lead the way I lead. If you don't like me, guess what? I'm going home to my wife and my 3 kids. I'm going home with my wife and 3 kids. It's 4 girls all together. They love me. They support me. That's all I care about. I don't care what my neighbors say. I don't care about any of that. That's the approach everybody should have.
They should.
They should. Like, just
But-
your circle, build it strong, build it around you, keep the people that you want close. If they don't want to be close with you, fuck them. Get out of here.
How old's your daughter?
I've got a 9-year-old, I've got a 2-year-old.
Okay.
And a,
Let's talk about the 9-year-old.
okay, let's talk about the 9-year-old.
Bullying at school, an issue?
No.
If it
Not
was
right
an
now.
issue, if it came to a head, if she came to you and said, well, let's reverse it. Would you know if she was being bullied at school?
Well, that's where responsible parenting comes in. You've got to ask the difficult questions. You've got to say, hey, what's going on at school? Talk to me. You can't start a conversation with your kids at 15 years of age and
Yeah,
say, hey,
exactly.
you know what? I've been checked out for the last, 15 years, letting you do your own thing. You got to start it young. You got to have those difficult conversations with kids, even when they're 8, 9, 10 years old.
The
Ask
whole
them-
time.
Yeah. Ask them how they're doing. Ask them what the kids are talking about.
How's the day at school going?
How's your day at school? You've engage.
Go up there to the school.
Take this thing, which I'm guilty of because work is always consistent. Take this thing, throw it on the ground for at least an hour, and just talk to them. Say, hey, how was your day?
Go eat lunch with them.
Yeah, go eat lunch.
Put your eyes on the other kids. You know what I mean? Know what that environment looks like in that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be involved in their sports. Know what the other parents are saying, what other kids are saying, what's going on. You know, I do all of these things, but the day that Emery was, if she was getting bullied online, I don't know how she would know about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if she was getting bullied online, we would have it handled with the quickness.
Yeah.
Because we would, she knows, hopefully, you know what I mean? Hey, those people's opinions don't matter. You know what I mean? But we would also go have a conversation with the other parties that are involved. You know what I mean? Say, hey, look, this is what's happening on social media. Maybe I'm taking social media away from my kids. Maybe you should take it away from your kids.
Yeah.
Because it's a small community. And also, I would remind Emery that day one, it's hard to fucking be an online social media bully if you hit them in the motherfucking mouth.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, at the end of the day, Keely's brought some issues, up, and Madeline handles it a lot differently than I do, and that's fine. I want to hear, I want to know what's going on so that I can put my input. Now, Keely's my stepdaughter. Her dad and her stepmom, we all co-parent really, really, really well. But I am training myself for when my actual biological kids get to that age and saying, hey, look, we've got to talk. We've got to know what's going on with you, because at the end of the day, we have those experiences that you don't have.
Now, I hear the news tell me what you say is that kids can't escape it, but I do agree that kids can't escape it if kids are allowed to be in that arena.
Well, I mean, you're I don't know why you're defensive about that, or you're assuming stuff about our situation. We don't let our kids have social media for that reason. And like, I see other kids, like these little 9-year-olds that have Instagram pages and stuff. I don't think that access is good, so we don't allow that to happen.
I'm not for or against social media for Emery. I don't have an opinion about it. You know what I mean? Because she doesn't have access. She hasn't had access yet. I don't know if she'll use it in a responsible manner or a non-responsible manner. I don't want her self-worth or image tied into a fake persona that you get to put out to the world. Yep. You know what I mean? And that's probably has more to do with it. Now, I don't know if she will take my opinion about it. Most kids don't listen to their parents when it comes to these things, but at least she does know I have a social media presence. And it's one of the things I talk about with, baby mama number 2 all the time. Like I'm like, there's so much hate on the internet that comes our way. I don't know. You ain't got no hate yet. Mm-mm. You got some hate. Oh.
I mean, everybody.
So,
look, if you ain't got haters out there, you're not working hard enough, Braxton.
No, I'm talking about online hate. I'm talking about online.
I know.
No. I'm talking about, what was it? At least 1,000 comments. Imagine hearing 1,000 times what Spoonie had to endure that day for those couple of days.
Good news is I was wrecked on painkillers for my surgery.
What happened?
He took painkillers because of the comments.
I did not. I had dead people parts put inside me.
He's got a little pedo arm.
And you can't prove that.
Wait,
you can't not.
If it's got pedo,
I don't care. I'm just glad somebody donated some tendons to me. I'm
if you
really
got pedo
thankful.
DNA in that arm, keep it away from me.
I don't know how DNA works in tendons. Is that anyways? So last Thursday, I got my first experience. I'm picking up my kids because I'm Mr. Mom and my wife had to leave town. Little family deal. My oldest doesn't show up. She's 10. I'm like, oh, what's snap here? My son comes out. It's like, I don't know where my sister is, because that's him. She was in the office. They'd had a little girl drama. Like, she's been having out like these girls they're just little mean girls sniping at each other, little comments. And we did the same thing you're talking about. Talked to the parent, been like, hey, I don't understand this. We're all friends. It's, why the meanness? Doesn't matter. Difference of opinions, between people. But like, if you don't address that stuff like right away and be active, like we were lucky because my wife works extra hard to constantly be in their lives and ask them questions, much harder than I do.
Yeah.
And I'm just thankful that they have they know they can come to us to talk about stuff.
But the talking point.
Well, I not to cut you off, but I would challenge you to be more engaged.
I'm trying. I'm terrible at it. I'm trying to do much better.
But the whole conversation with I know what I like. I experienced real bullying.
Yeah.
I experienced like getting beat to a pulp and knocked unconscious. Like I experienced.
I was voted least likely to succeed out of my high school. Least likely.
And
That's badass.
That's what bullying was. I got
No. I mean, it was bad.
Like
but,
I got my face pushed into
yeah.
fucking dog shit. Like
yeah.
I got the real bullying. You know what I mean? Like now, if they'd put that on the internet, I'd have got the internet bullying too that I couldn't escape. You know what I mean? The kid with the dog shit on his face. But that kind of bullying has pretty much gone. I don't know if it's gone extinct, but it's not on the internet.
Definitely, it's gone extinct. It is. I don't think it exists anymore.
I mean, it's got to
physical bullying.
Just a straight up like you're talking about.
Just
Like
hateful.
you were the kid that ever like I got bullied too. Like everybody's mad at you that day, so you get beat up by a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Like just a bunch of
because you
kids.
walked in the door.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
just the
for
wrong
no
kid in
reason.
the wrong place.
Yeah.
There he is. Let's get him.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Yeah, I
like
just got
8-9 years old.
Yeah.
Getting your fucking teeth kicked in
Yeah.
by a bunch of motherfuckers from 15 to fucking 5. Maybe even a 3-year-old in there dropping elbows.
It's a 3-year-old just beating your ass while you're on the
You're
ground.
already on the ground, and that 3-year-old just boom.
Now, I responded to it a lot different, mainly because when I went and told my dad about it, he's like, "You better learn to fight."
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, you might wanna-
That's a total different generation.
Yeah, like-
my dad's like, well,
and
Yeah.
he's like, you better toughen up.
And I don't know what to
There's
tell
a
you.
tough world out there.
It's-
Smoking Salem cigarettes.
I get in trouble for that all the time. I'm like, I'm just prepping you for life, kids. Like this, it ain't. There's
But it is a tough world out there.
It
for
is.
sure.
If you can't run fast, you might want to learn to use them hands. You
Yeah.
know.
so my oldest, she don't want to use them hands or anything like that. That's just not her. I'm like, you better learn to be funny. Then you better learn to make them laugh because that's your only other out is trying to get.
Or
That'd
run
be
fast.
very, very funny. Or,
but I mean-
charismatic.
But I became it all. I learned to run fast. I learned to hit first and then run fast. I learned all the body parts you could bite that would end some stuff. Like I was down at the marina, and kid with some cowboy boots. Yeah, I about bit his whole finger off.
Can I just say that any story that starts with I was down at the marina when you were a kid
Top 3 body parts.
probably ends
What you biting,
with
Corey?
whatever he's saying.
Nose.
Nose.
If you can get a nose.
Ear.
No.
Can
I
you
mean,
Evander
an ear.
Zoom in on that ass.
Yeah.
What?
Is that God?
and then if you can, if they ever make the mistake of sticking a finger in your mouth, okay, so you bite anywhere on the body, their natural reaction is to reach to get the bite off. When you latch onto the finger, it's like, have you ever seen a wedding band?
Yeah.
They'll
Oh,
pull their own skin off in your mouth. Just works.
You ever
pretty
seen
good.
dudes do that work? Get it caught up?
Yeah.
Just freaking.
Now you got a little finger in your mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Changes their mind about a lot of
I
things.
saw a dude one day that had this big old. It looked like a Super Bowl ring on his finger, and I was like, "What's that for?" He's like, "To cover this up," and he pulled it off. He'd had his wedding band on and caught it in a panel, and he just burned this big old groove around his finger.
Yeah, they used to-
to.
See, when you were in the army,
Yeah.
right?
They made us wear rubber.
Right. Yeah, because if you that thing will
But
take,
I wasn't
take
married,
it to the
so-
bone.
Yeah, I wasn't married at that time.
Yeah, but you didn't get to wear any other jewelry.
What'd you get out of?
Staff sergeant.
Badass.
But
21 years.
What was your MOS?
15 Tango.
What's that?
Helicopters.
Nice.
Yeah.
were you on a gun on a helicopter? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to know all the stories.
You don't. And I don't want to talk about it.
What? I
That
understand.
was,
settles
that
that.
was,
What
that was
kind
a
of-
whole lifetime ago.
What kind of bird?
Huh? Blackhawk.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Three deployments was in the air.
I've got this really funny video. I need to find it. It's this really fat contractor. We jumped on a bird in Tikrit, and he's like, just like any fat contractor. Like, shouldn't have been there. No telling what was going on. But he's a super fat guy, and he jumped in the hurricane seat, and they had the doors open. And I've got a video of him just getting his face beat in for like 30 minutes.
For what?
It's because the turbo, the wash comes down into one seat, and it's just like, just watching a human get physically beat
so
by a
you didn't get
helicopter.
to fly a helicopter, or did you?
No. I wasn't a pilot. I just sat. Basically, I was a door gunner.
that's
oversimplifying.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I mean,
We were talking about if we have to go to Eastern Europe. Is that what it is? You go first.
Yeah, you're going first.
what's on the doors on those? A 240 Bravo?
He goes last.
50 cal 240 Bravo. Mostly
They'll,
240
they'll,
Bravos.
they'll call him in early.
No.
He's gonna be back there.
Me?
Say,
You talking
hey,
about me?
Get
They
these
can't
guys.
pull him back.
Me?
He's not
They
an
can't
officer.
pull me back. I'm sorry.
Comes
He's
to
an
it.
NCO.
I'm fully disabled.
It comes to it.
If it like
Yeah,
you,
They're gonna be like, you have an active gym
No,
membership.
I'm out
you
on
ain't
that. I'm out on
disabled."
edge, right?
They're gonna know. It's the government.
They can only IRR y'all for like a year
Well,
afterwards,
no,
right?
I'm fully retired. They can't even IR me.
We're talking about
I'm done.
Rocket Man situation.
But like he told me when I brought up the same things, like if they call me back, we're in way bigger bind than.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if they call me, if it
was
gets to that point, that means like all of y'all are gone.
Yeah, we're
Like,
not there.
Gone.
Yeah, it's just Rob and a bunch of women.
Yeah,
He's
I'd leave
repopulating
that
the planet.
I'd leave
This is
that
my
army.
job now to repopulate the earth.
Oh well, this DNA is strong. It makes some beautiful girls.
It's I mean, look, I when we had that conversation, I was like, yeah, I told Braxton when he was talking about buying a Mustang, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wait 6 months. I was like, in 6 months you might be in Eastern Europe, my guy.
Yeah.
You better.
I don't know why anybody waits to do something they enjoy. Why do you wait to do? Why would you want to wait to do something you enjoy? I mean, look.
'Cause I was gonna order it. for
Yeah,
reference.
well, I mean,
But-
and that's understandable. But at the end of the day, look, you've got one day, and hell, I may walk out of here and die of a heart attack walking down them
For
steps.
reals.
I mean, I've never been the type to say I'm gonna wait to enjoy this. Like Corvette, buy it. Don't care. Bronco, ordered it.
I'm
Don't
doing
care.
it today. Let's
Did
do
you get
it.
a Bronco Raptor?
No, I just got the regular one. It was actually built yesterday. I got my
Really?
yeah, I got my window sticker emailed to me yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Who emailed it to you? Ford?
Ford.
Dang, you
They
got
must
the
just be shipping them out then, or like got an order done.
Yeah.
Why?
Because didn't Nemi just get his notification?
He might have got. Yeah, I guess so.
We
it's-
talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're trying to fix the issue because, I mean, if you get on all these forums on Facebook about these Broncos, it's fucking crazy. People complaining they've been waiting 2.5 years and stuff like that. They're writing letters to the CEO of Ford. I mean, but, you know, talk about Ford for a second. They're fixing to change their whole platform of everything that they do as far as how you can buy a car.
How?
They're taking the dealership out.
Are they?
Completely out of the
That's what the CEO was saying.
Yeah.
Because of all the stuff. You know, like I called to get when I was looking for a truck before the bank said, no, you need to keep more money in the bank. I called that place in Oklahoma because I couldn't find that single wheel 350 I wanted. And they're like, yeah, it'll be a 15% surcharge for the convenience of being able to buy from us. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, you got to pay 15% on top of sticker to have the ability to buy from us because they had the juice at that time because everybody was buying. That's what.
Well, they still
that's
have
what,
the juice right now.
But that's what Ford's trying to take away is the ability to
all
to
the
do that.
dealerships are going to go to that though. That they have to. I mean, these dealerships. I've got good friends that are owners. I respect them. I think they're great guys. But at the end of the day, I've sat and had drinks with them and talked to them, and there's like, well, it's supply and demand. I'm like, I got it. It's supply and demand, but really charging $15,000-$20,000 over MSRP. I mean, that's crazy.
So is that why Ford stepped in and said?
Well, Ford's stepping in and said they gave them till yesterday was the deadline. They had each dealership that they wanted to be a part of the future EV program that Ford's launching. They had to give back to Ford $1.5 million. Now there's 3 tiers.
It's for the electric.
Yeah,
But that's where they're starting. They said they're going to roll it out.
Yeah, that's where they're starting is with the electric.
Yeah.
But it's happening and there's 3 tiers that you can sign up for. They only recommended the first tier, which like if you don't buy the first tier, the second tier maybe you might be able to stay in business, but if you don't buy into the first tier, that's $1.5 million back to Ford, which gave you this amount of electric charging stations and all this stuff. What they're trying to do, it's actually genius because they're putting electrical charging stations at the Ford dealerships ever so often so you can map out your trip across the United States at free charging stations.
That works out.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Well, they were saying the range on the new Lightning's just awful. So they've got a lot of
Well,
work
the range
to do
on all of them is not great. And I've yet to, the only 4-wheel drive one that I've seen is the Hummer. And I mean, like,
That's pretty sweet though.
it is sweet, but I mean, they're $200,000. Who's got that?
Hold on,
that.
what?
Yeah, the Hummer's $200,000.
All
But
right,
it's got
so-
the crab walk.
Yeah.
Time out.
Yeah,
I don't care about that. The other electric companies, the other electric vehicle companies. So they've got them off brands that aren't Tesla.
Rivian.
No.
Those I've seen some of those going up and down the road, but those got to be closer to 60. They got to be.
I think they're closer to normal price. That Rivian's cool. It's like a Honda. I mean, for what it is.
Looks like a Honda.
but they don't.
like
they-
what it Ridgeline kind of looks
Yeah.
like that.
but they still don't have a electric vehicle that'll go 600 miles.
That's true.
No.
Those TFL. There's a big channel TFL off road that tried to take that Lightning to Alaska. I don't know how that worked out. They were going to drive it all the way.
Yeah.
And they had like a chase vehicle with a generator. In
But
case
the problem is
didn't
that
work.
none of them are 4-wheel drive. I know they're all-wheel drive, but I mean, still,
Even
Yeah.
the Lightning, is it?
I think it's.
I mean, wouldn't
No,
all-wheel drive be the same thing?
They're all wheel drive.
Dang.
But they don't have they. I don't know.
That's crazy though.
I don't know if electric vehicles. I don't think 3/4 ton and 1 ton pickup trucks will ever be replaced by them.
No, yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think the.
I mean, the work truck is. You got to have it.
I think like a box truck around town, student
Absolutely.
delivery around town
Furniture delivery or something like that.
Well, but those-
could be electric because it's never going to. It's not going to be highway miles.
Yeah.
I think anything that's going to go out and get on the highway and run a long time will never be ideal.
Well,
in electric scenario.
not right now.
I think box trucks would be. It couldn't be that hard to fix that either because they're just running off those little bitty engines and stuff. Like that's all.
That's what I'm saying. Anything that's going to come back to a house, to a place that night, that's just going to run around town.
Mail trucks.
Yeah,
The electric model works great, but if it's got to get on the highway and drag something across, electric, it just doesn't work. Like
But-
they towed with that Lightning, and it got demolished.
Yeah.
It got absolutely
60
demolished.
miles?
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. So I mean, imagine us trying to go do a clean out on a house with an electric truck.
Yeah, like think about a Poteet.
I mean, does
Yeah.
the gas
I made
mileage
4
go
dump trailer trips.
it's not gas.
or
Right.
mileage.
fuel
DJ
mi-
did the
or
same.
whatever it is? Does the mileage go to shit if me and DJ are in there just because we're both fat?
Probably, but that's not what. Like, if you hook on a trailer to a Ford F-350, your.
Oh, this See, this is the Tesla is also
But this is
They
this
do
is
have the
Tesla
semi or
Tesla
whatever.
does have a freight line.
but these
as
are
well.
these are not a small platform,
No, there's some other guys that have a. They've
guys. There's a huge difference in what you can do battery wise,
Sure.
in that vehicle and what you can do in a 1 ton.
put a
truck.
lot of batteries in the frames of that thing.
Yeah.
Yes, that's not a 1 ton platform.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Like,
but yes, you can put a lot of batteries in there. But here's the other downside to this: how long does it take to charge that thing?
I don't know how long it takes to charge that vehicle, but they're saying the Tesla truck originally was supposed to do 600 miles.
Yeah.
I would drive one of those cyber trucks. Those things are wonky looking. I
Not
love
that,
it.
not that truck. That truck, the 18-wheeler, the Tesla 18-wheeler. That still, I've never seen one on the highway.
I haven't either.
I've
500-mile rating.
That they originally, when they came out with it, were supposed to do 600 miles. Now, I've not seen one on the highway. I have no earthly idea when that comes to fruition, but that is a viable option if it will do it. Put that in a 1 ton frame. That don't even have a passenger seat. That's how many batteries are on board that thing. The other downside of electric is the fires. Did you see the DeWalt mower?
In Florida, how many of them were just exploding? and
Lithium's not like the most stable product.
Well, the lawnmower, the DeWalt lawnmower,
Yeah.
they brought
I
an
didn't see
electric.
that.
It was
Yeah,
at
they
it was at the big whatever the trade show is for mowing. The thing went up and
would have been flames
Roman
coming off the
candle.
trailer,
like it's just in the field just burning, and everybody else is just like standing there watching.
and they couldn't put it out. It took them 6 hours to put out a lawnmower.
Yeah, go go break open that lithium battery and light it on fire and throw it in water.
Well,
Still
you really
burn.
hate to see this happen. Just as battery technology is trying to get its foot in the door, it goes ahead and catches on fire at one of the largest trade shows.
It just
reaction
goes ahead,
world.
catches
So
on fire.
This DeWalt electric mower caught fire at the Equip Expo. In a statement from Equip Expo's Facebook page,
I saw
nobody
this. I
got
didn't
hurt.
realize
They
it
removed
was
the mower
electric.
And the
That's
grounds
funny.
are open back up again. But yeah,
I love that they have
don't
hay
think
there,
anyone
too.
could think of a worse PR nightmare
Yeah.
for their electric mower lineup.
It's not a great
than
spot
this.
for it.
But ask how long it took to Google how long it took to put that out. It's like 5 or 6 hours and a crazy amount of gallons of water. So
It's a chemical reaction. They can't stop it.
spoon.
I mean, well, they've got ways they can. Just water fighting that fire is not going to help it.
Listen. Just think about this. The fires, the amount of water, the lives, and the green energy, and the impact, and the unintended consequences of us all driving around
And electric vehicles.
in electric vehicles. It's the same argument they made against hydrogen. Why can't we use hydrogen to power our fleet of vehicles? Hydrogen's easy to make and free and all that. Oh, that's right. The Hindenburg, wasn't that it? Didn't it burn down because of hydrogen?
Or exploded in midair, right?
Yeah. And that's why they say we can't. That was the last vehicle that could run on hydrogen. And it wasn't even running on hydrogen. It was just floating on it. So, we're talking about something, 120 years ago? I don't even know when that happened.
It was a long time ago.
37.
1937.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The humanity.
So since then we had to nix hydrogen off of it, but I electric vehicles I'm going to own an electric vehicle as soon as I'll do 600 miles. As soon as I'll do 600 miles, I'll have one. I cannot take my 600 mile day is probably an average day when I'm trying to get it. 600 miles is that's just what that day turns into. If I'm trying to get a lot done. I can't take 2 hours or whatever it takes to charge that up and still get a 600 mile.
Yeah, they got to. I mean, on that platform, they're going to have to figure out how to charge faster.
Wasn't the original plans?
I mean, they do charge fast, but
When they started talking about the fast charging stations, was you would be able to pull in and it would grab your battery out onto an automated system, pull it out, and slide another one in, like a big battery pack. That was the original plans they were talking about with Tesla, and that went away.
well, they also
Like a quick swap on the pad.
Now, I don't know
What
if
do you
this is. I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that they had a way that they could regen these at the wheels.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's true or false.
So
Is that true?
they do
Yeah.
regen, but it's diminishing returns.
That's all this. He probably knows the law.
Porsche's coming out with the zero emissions engine.
Yeah, that's probably. What is
I
it?
think that's the other side of the coin. It's like I'm all for whatever works the best, most efficient, the best range, the best product in the market will come to the top because that's capitalism. If there's also a way to make the zero emissions engine that qualifies with all the new EPA restrictions that are coming out and keep cracking down, then that'll come. But
They have the almost zero emission engine. You got one in your truck. Did you know that?
with the just because of the cat or what?
The clean diesel? The clean diesel burns 100% of the carbon. It takes all the nitrogen out with the fucking urea. Like, you can run your finger inside of your exhaust right now and won't get anything but dirt from the road on it. When
there
have
you
you go to a gas engine?
Yeah, but the problem is all these guys from Texas, they hate that gas mileage, so they just go and delete it.
But
I
that's
don't
not
think
true.
anybody's deleting anymore.
I mean, they
There's still a lot of people
They
that
do
delete.
delete it. I could delete mine right now, and I probably will delete it once the exhaust fails and I got to spend $8,000 putting a new exhaust on it. I probably won't make that decision. I will probably
Straight
go with a straight pipe.
Yeah,
But
and then you'll get 30 miles to the gallon.
no,
Oh yes, with the tuner, you
No.
get 30 miles to the gallon.
No.
Easy.
Think,
I've had this-
seen 24 at best.
I've had-
23, 22 on the new.
You know how much I
limited.
get on my big one? 8 miles to the gallon.
That's good.
No, it's not. It's horrible.
Smiles per gallon, not
Yes,
miles.
smiles.
But
per
here's
gallon.
here's the problem. Here's the problem with everything that you just talked about. Braxton, why do I have the stock tires on my truck?
Per gallon. The noise and fuel mileage.
Why do I have the stock bumper on my truck?
The fuel mileage.
Okay,
The only thing you got me on is tires.
No. Look, I'm trying to explain it as nicely as I can. Ford came out with a mission to create the most power they could with the best of fuel economy. Okay? And they did it. They hired hundreds of thousands of people and hundreds of thousands of man hours to solve this problem over their whole platform. And you're telling me that I go cut all that stuff off. And I put an aftermarket tuner on there. I'm going to get much better gas mileage.
I can't speak truths because I haven't seen it for myself. I can only go off of what people have told me, and what people have told me is that they have gotten as good as close to 30 miles to the gallon.
Yes, maybe.
If that's real life, that's awesome.
But I would bet.
Again, I
Yeah,
can't
well,
back it
that's
up
what I
with
mean. It's
quantifiable data other
I
than
haven't deleted my
word
truck,
of
so I
mouth.
don't know.
Yeah.
I get 22 miles a gallon when I do a 600-mile day with my truck completely factory. When I had the 2007 model, exact same.
You've got the
I've got a 2021 right now.
so it's the 10 speed.
It's 10 speed,
Oh well, that says it all right there.
22 miles a gallon, driving down the highway.
Yeah.
Does extremely, extremely well. I like it. I have no complaints. I can get 650 miles on a tank of fuel. It's amazing. Amazing. Everything about the
I need
truck
to trade mine in.
is amazing. Okay. That being said, when I drove the 2007 model, I got factory on the little deal. It would sometimes say 18. Okay. It would never touch that if you checked it the manual way. It would be like 15 at the best. So I deleted it. I did all the stuff that you were supposed to do. I put the fuel economy on there. I did this. I did that. I did all the things you said you were supposed to do. It only got worse. You add more air, it adds more fuel. Now you got a way better drive. But it only got worse. The only one that we saw a giant improvement on was the 2008. And the 2008, I really think whenever it regened, it didn't have def on it, and I don't think they had the regen dialed in like they do now. But anyways, it got terrible gas mileage. Gas mileage went to crap on it, but when you deleted it, it went to 21. I have not deleted the 6.7 yet. I'm sure.
I will say tuning has come a long way in the last 10 years even.
Well, I've got an 18.67, and that thing, I mean, pulling my camper back from Pittsburgh and up there, I got 8.2 miles a gallon average. So
yeah, but it's never going to get fuel mileage towing.
Were you the one talking about cafe standards the other day?
I don't know what a cafe standard
No, it
is.
was what started the race on the size on the trucks. Like they just kept having to raise the weights and everything and the horsepower and stuff. And I thought it was you talking about it, which is what ultimately caused when they started building bigger and bigger trucks and stuff. They kept readjusting things because the mileage had to grow up incrementally because the cafe standard set while the emissions were coming down. And there was weight limits is what was supposed to be the triggers on all this. I don't know. I was asking because I thought you were the one that brought it up the other day.
No, the trucks now. Today's truck, mine's over 100,000 miles now. I tow with it regularly. It's the only truck I've ever had stock that I don't feel like I need another ounce of horsepower or anything. I mean, it is an amazing 1,050 foot-pounds of torque on demand, can pass anything you want to pass. I mean, the only thing, if I tuned it, the only thing I'd do is take out the top speed limiter because I hate, when I want to pass somebody, I hate that it just pegs at 97. You know what I mean? I'd rather it wrap it around and go to 130.
Speaking of 90 miles an hour,
Get that ticket?
I got that ticket this morning.
That's good.
State
Trooper?
The state trooper.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Trooper,
for your service,
for your service and slowing me down this morning.
What county?
DeVero.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Make a donation. I know where he was. You just gotta call me. I'll tell you where all the police are. The two areas
I was just minding my own business, and he just came. I mean, he came out of nowhere.
He didn't come
like
out of
Batman.
nowhere. He came right off the feeder road, right after that bridge. He was sitting right there. You blew by him, and he just Came right behind you. Right pat. You went over the lake. Right there on in Richland.
I don't know. It was in Navarro County.
Yeah, in Richland, you came over the lake, went past that next bridge, and he just come out there, waiting on you going 90, letting me go by doing 80.
Yeah.
Because he knew.
I thought I had my cruise set at 80, and for some reason I was I was looking down at time. I was like,
what are you driving?
A little Cadillac.
I like how he plays it down. Oh, it's just a little Cadillac.
It is a
CTS
little
out
bit.
there? CTS?
Yeah, CT.
Those are fun.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a Cadillac car?
yeah.
It wasn't an Escalade.
No, it wasn't Escalade.
He wouldn't have pulled most.
Those are badass cars, though. Is it 4-door, 2-door?
A little 4-door.
Little 4-door.
Family man car right there.
No,
It's basically a Celica.
Did he want to search you for weed?
No, I did all the right things. I pulled as far over as I could. I rolled down all the windows. I had my hands on the steering wheel. And he walked up. He's like, "Hey, what you doing?" I'm like, "Going to Dallas. Podcast." He's like, "Well, got you speeding a little bit here." I'm like, well, "Yeah, yes, sir."
Did you now?
I was like, "Yes, sir. I know." I was like, I have no excuses. I just wasn't paying attention." He's like, "Well, let me see your driver's license." Took my driver's license, went and looked at the front of the car. He said, "Oh, you're a veteran." I was like, "Yes, sir." "Well, I'm gonna write you a citation. I'll be right back." When he said veteran, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get out of this." And he said, "Well, going a little too fast. I'm gonna write you a citation."
Just kidding.
Yeah, just kidding. Yeah. You have a nice day.
The last ticket I got, the guy pulled me over. He's this young cop. He's like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" I'm like, "Because I was hauling ass." And he got mad. I was just having fun. He's like, "You were approaching this train track." And I'm like, "Yeah, I would have slowed down. I'm not going to launch myself. This ain't the Dukes of
I was
Hazzard."
going to ramp it.
Spoon don't know the power of agreement.
I understand, sir.
I understand.
I agreed with him.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
You're not the first person to tell me that.
Anyways, he gave me a ticket today.
And then
he was like, "Here's your ticket, sir."
Yeah.
Great.
I didn't argue with him. I was not in the mood.
Defer.
I was just like, I will.
Did you get a lot of tickets?
No, it's the first one I've gotten in 6 years.
Defer it. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, just
In fact, I get them so
pay
little.
extra. Send them an extra 50.
That's
You know
what
what I
a
mean?
defer
And
is.
thank them.
Just say tip.
I'm
No,
like,
just-
what will it cost me total just to get this completely removed?
Nah, just plea it down to a failure to appear.
Yeah.
Just
Non-moving violation.
Yeah,
Jury trial.
Yeah.
Jury trial. If you don't show up, it's dismissed.
Yeah.
The worst that happens, you pay the ticket.
I don't want it on my insurance, man. I got way too many cars.
Then you defer it.
Yeah.
Afterwards, jury trial gives the opportunity. If you don't show up,
Look, you could probably win in a jury trial.
Yeah, I could ask. When
like we
was the
should have-
last time you calibrated your?
exactly.
I feel
Did
like
you
we
do it
should
that
have
day?
a series
Did you
of
do it this
shorts called
morning?
I don't
Legal-
remember.
You could
That was
just
a long
bury
time
them.
ago.
You could just bury them in discovery.
Yeah.
Just request everything. Just
on all records for the past 6 years, every communication of this police department.
just
See
bury.
if there was a conspiracy against me.
Eventually, they got to do a time analysis and decide if it's worth their money because they're not going to let the county attorney prosecute that, so they're going to have to hire an attorney to prosecute it, and eventually they're going to say, "What are we doing here?"
I think I'm just going to pay the ticket.
I just defer them all. I never get
$300?
tickets, so I just pay whatever the fee is.
Yeah,
I haven't got one in so long. I don't even know what your options are. I called them this morning and said, "Hey, by chance, I ain't got a ticket in so long. I'm sure it's going to take a few days to hit your system." And that's what kills me is modern technology. Like that should be instantaneous. They should know. Yep, this is what your fee is.
if
We
you
take
never
Cash App,
pay,
Venmo, PayPal.
Yeah, let me go ahead
There's a
and take
ticket
care of
price
it.
plus the price where it doesn't show up on your record. Just
Yeah.
the funny part is if you didn't pay that ticket in Navarro County, don't ask me how I know this, but if you didn't pay it in Navarro County, it would never affect you in Houston. Like they'd pull you over and it'd be like, "Oh yeah, everything's good." You'd have a warrant up in Navarro County. They would not care. They would just look right over that, gloss right over it, say, "Oh, that's for a traffic ticket." Yeah, we don't mess with those kind of warrants. You know how I know? Because I had a warrant in Johnson County and it didn't affect me until I got pulled over in Hood County. Then I went to jail for it. 10 years after I got it?
Oh, that was Hood County.
Yeah, no, I know, but it was 10 years after I got my Johnson County ticket.
I don't know. I was just a supporting actor in that role.
I got a ticket in Johnson County in 2004,
Can
and lived my entire adult life without ever hearing about it. Got pulled over in Hood County one time, and boom, you got a warrant in Johnson County From when? June 2004.
What?
I'm like, whoa. He's like, yeah, when this old, we're going to wait for him to verify. So we had to wait for him to call in. Then he took me to jail. I rode to jail in the front seat of a cop car, unhandcuffed.
Can we? I would like to start having some segments here, Sohail, that are just legal advice from Corey and Braxton. You just cut those out into YouTube Reels or whatever they are, YouTube
Legal
Shorts.
advice.
Legal advice from Corey and Braxton.
Legal advice.
First off, I'm not an attorney.
So this is not legal advice.
This is not legal advice.
But here's Braxton and Corey with legal advice.
Legal options. Legal options with Braxton and Corey. I love it.
Speaking of, though, I need to ask DJ if he ever paid, because I told you got a ticket come back from Florida, remember?
Oh, yeah, but that's the other thing.
I'm curious if he paid that or not, because it's like...
I got it. Somebody, I had to answer a questionnaire, and they're like, the state of Ohio, of Oklahoma had they sent this real threatening letter, which went to my dad's house at the time, and it was like they were going to try to extradite me to Oklahoma, it's impressive that they would go through this length of like letter writing to scare my dad into calling me about a ticket I got in Wilbur, Oklahoma.
What happens? Federal marshal rolls up on you?
Oh, he was like, Oklahoma's trying to, they're going to come get you. I was like, what, Dad? He's like, you got a ticket up there. And I was like, oh, okay. Anyways, yeah. I was a fugitive.
When's the last time
Wilbur,
you got a
Oklahoma.
ticket, Braxton? 2 weeks ago?
No.
No.
I got a clean record, spotless.
Yeah.
Not a ticket on my record.
Not a ticket on there, but how many tickets have you gotten?
I don't...
Especially driving a Mustang.
I've never been pulled over the Mustang.
Well,
Better
that's
knock
crazy.
on wood. Are
I-
you driving a Mustang?
I'm going to tell you
Yeah.
this right now. I've had 3 Corvettes in my lifetime. Never been pulled over in one. Never. It's always a sedan that I get pulled over in. Every single time.
I drive the speed limit everywhere I go.
Sure you do.
I do.
Sure you do.
I'm not in a
I
hurry to
think
be anywhere.
the last ticket was in Ferris
Really?
over a year ago.
What were you doing then?
It was that part where it turned to 70.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I was doing like
get you.
89 or something.
That used to be a real bad speed trap, though.
Well, that's what you're like. Yeah, I know that exact spot because they had a whole operation, like 4 cop cars. They just kind of wait after you go into this overpass. They just there's 2 other guys pulled over right next to me.
Well, they do that, but they used to have. It used to go to 60, so they used to fuck with you through there.
In Fort Worth, they'd just have dudes sitting in a lawn chair with the speed gun.
See how rude he is.
Why'd you?
Like,
Come on, man.
I mean, anyways, but on 45, it used to go to 60 first, and then they'd bump it back up to 65 at the next town, and then down to 60, and then back up to 65, and down to 60. So that you'd just be going
even
through
know
there.
how fast
you would know if you're supposed to be going 60 or 65, but every major interstate in Texas speed limit 75. So they're just Wilmer, Hutchins, Ferris, and I think that was about the whole gambit. If you made it through those, you would do all right.
Also, a bad one
Palmer.
between here and the Panhandle, like between here and Amarillo. Oh my God, Childress.
Yes, every one of those towns. There's what, Bulverde or what?
God freaks me out, man. He just randomly comes in.
He's always listening.
He's
to
always listening. It literally feels like your conscience is speaking to you.
Yeah.
Do you want to see it?
No.
Is this better?
No. I mean, it's just like.
Why is it not better? Why don't you like?
Yeah.
No,
like
I mean,
what-
it's better. It's just, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like, wow, God is like talking to me.
Spoon thought it was God the first time too.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, where'd God come from?
Yeah.
They actually moved the speaker though. The speaker's now above us.
I think it's right
It
there.
used to just come booming from the back over here
Yeah.
to the right, and you'd be like, whoa.
What do you like more?
Oh no, I don't.
All of
matter.
it.
No, I like it. I like it.
Surround sound.
Surround sound. That way you can really feel the God vibe.
Like, wow, this is my
Yeah.
conscious.
Yeah.
The speaker in the sky is definitely smaller than the boomer that used to be over here. It was just come out like a lot of bass. Made Spoon nervous. So, what's your plan moving forward, Rob?
My plan.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got so many plans that I would like to do, but at the end of the day, I don't know, Corey. That's
Come
that's the
on.
honest to God truth.
Set a long-term goal.
You want me to set a long-term goal, right?
Yeah.
Like right here, right now.
Like, if okay,
Retire.
so no retire.
Yes, I'm tired.
retiring is what they do to a coffee pot when it no longer works.
Yeah.
You know what retirement for a coffee pot is?
The trash can.
Yeah, don't retire.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, at my age and my life experiences, I am.
All right, so what are you going to do to build up that cash flow for retirement? Braxton's got some doors you can invest in with him.
I'll invest with Braxton. I already told him I would.
No, and you hadn't. He's never. You should already have taken that.
I've said we should wholesale to Rob before. We
we
create
should
some-
wholesale to Rob. You should. But if he wants in on a partnership, you should have. You should already have that.
I've already talked to Braxton about this. He just went off and got his 30 rentals and didn't even talk to me.
Hey, what would y'all name the LLC?
Tater Biscuit LLC.
That's.
Tater Biscuit.
I'm going
Tater
to get
Biscuit
that
LLC.
today.
Bob's gonna fuck around and be signing an operating agreement.
Tater,
Yeah.
It's in your
Biscuit,
DocuSign.
Tater Biscuit LLC.
You're gonna get a loan application with your name on it.
Right.
Tater biscuit. Wait,
What?
Wait,
Hold
what are we
on.
buying?
Hey, I got this copyrighted.
Yeah. I've got RC International.
You got what?
RC International.
RC International? Okay. Tater Biscuit LLC.
I've got Oatmeal Cream Pie Ventures. We've got what? NT5?
That's my nickname in the mud.
What
Mafia.
is NT5?
It's a combination of his 5.0 and NTX.
Oh,
It was super original. We're just like, take a couple letters, splat.
what's the RC?
Rotisserie chicken.
You just name it after food.
Why do you have so many LLCs?
Different purposes.
Okay.
That's very depth.
Different partnerships. Different
Yeah.
partnerships makes it easier than trying to push them all through one entity.
Yeah.
So when we have a new partnership set up that has different partners than the last one, we just set up an LLC.
Smart.
You got
Don't commingle funds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Each has their own bank account.
Yeah.
Is that their thing there?
There you go. You know what, Corey? Honestly, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy helping people. I enjoy getting phone calls. I know we've talked about this when people are crying, saying you've made this possible. I've had several clients with that type of relationship. That's a fulfillment. Right now, I feel fulfilled every day. Trying to make those goals happen. I'm gonna continue to do what I'm doing until I'm just either too broke down or too tired to do it anymore. And that could be next year, or that could be when I'm 65. I don't know.
So are you on that Dave Ramsey plan of paying cash for everything and paying off all your debt?
My debt is almost completely gone out in September of next year, except for cars. Cars, look.
So your house will be paid for.
No, not the house.
Okay.
Cars and house.
Okay.
But credit cards, I have no credit card debt right now.
Damn.
I have no. I've got the travel trailer and my big truck left that I consider like unnecessary stuff.
Yeah.
It'll be paid off next September. And then I have my wife's car, and I'm getting that Bronco, and that's the only two things that I'll have. And then I'm going to work on the house. Once I get the house paid off.
But the house is at 275, you said. It's at
Yeah, it's
275
270
interest.
Yeah.
That was
It's free money.
That's free money.
I know, but it's always nice to not have that payment.
Yeah, but I bet your taxes over there are a
I
payment.
don't pay taxes. I'm a disabled veteran.
What?
On my primary residence, I don't have to pay taxes.
That's how you ball out of control. Yeah, because that would be your taxes on that house would be
Probably
25,000 a year.
Yeah,
I bet.
yeah. My payment would be double what it is now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't pay taxes on any personally owned property.
So, pro tip: if you're a disabled veteran,
Well, all disabled veterans get this benefit.
yeah, but they got to own a house first.
Yes, they do.
Got to go buy a house.
Yeah,
Short
if you're a
4-year
disabled
commitment.
veteran and you don't know that, I mean, but all Texas residents, they should know that.
Yeah, they should.
But if I
Maybe
just
they
taught
don't.
you something, you're welcome.
They might not realize that. That's a huge difference.
No,
That's
it's a huge difference. Like my neighbors, their house payments like, I'll throw numbers out there. I think they're somewhere around $3,200. Mine's $1,500.
yeah.
$1,574 is my
Makes
note
a
every
big
month.
difference.
A huge difference. So that's how I'm able to have like, toy cars just sitting around.
I mean,
because
an extra $1,500 in debt service a month goes a long way. You know what? I wonder, what if you bought a fourplex? What if you bought a fourplex and you were living in one of the units? Yeah, and renting another 3, would it still be?
Mm-hmm. I could do that.
And that'd be the move.
Apartment complex? Does it have
No,
to be?
it has to be a 1 to 4.
Is it only primary residence or is
only
it
primary residence?
Okay.
Only,
Could you get breaks on
that I'm not 100% sure. Hey, can you Google that?
I mean, cause
God.
if it's only in your if it's only in your personal name, like could you?
I think it has to be your primary residence, but you can have more than one primary residence. I think you can have a vacation home too, and that you don't. I could be wrong about that. I'm not 100% sure.
I would just think that if your primary residence is a fourplex, because with your VA loan, you can buy, and it's still considered a 1 to 4 single family home.
You can.
It's 1 to 4. I would. If I'm out there and I'm a disabled veteran, I would. That's a huge jump in cash flow.
Yes, it is.
I mean, what is your fourplex? Don't have much taxes.
Yeah, it's like a couple $100 a year.
But you forget about the complicated part about that.
What's that?
Living where your wife wants to live.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Because I'm not a cul-de-sac. I don't know if you know me well enough. I'm not a cul-de-sac person.
When I got to your cul-de-sac, I was like, I've personally seen Rob drive more cars than will fit at this residence.
Yes.
So he's either, you know what I mean, got a great. It's like
No, I have storage. That's what I have, and I hate living in a cul-de-sac. We got some good neighbors. We got some crappy neighbors, but at the end of the day, I'd rather be on 5 acres in a much smaller house.
Well, I can make that happen for you, Rob.
I know. I can make it happen right now too. You got to make the wife happy. The kids, they enjoy going outside and play. You live on 5 acres. Now you got to transport them. Now you're burning time to go play with kids because kids ain't coming to them, and it creates all kinds of.
My
other
kids did great
problems.
during COVID. Like we lived at a dead end of a road, and they just ran around like savages the whole time.
Yeah,
There's 4 of them.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
I lived out in the country. We just had to ride our bikes a long ways to get to our friends.
Yeah.
And, while we weren't, I was almost sex trafficked
I could see that.
when I was like 16. This is a great story.
They brought him back. They used him for a couple of days, dropped him back off.
No,
They're like, this isn't what we're looking for.
No. This is look. It's gonna make Spoon mad. It's gonna make Spoon mad, but we'll tell the story.
Okay.
Spoon don't like these kind of stories.
Why does Spoon not like these type of stories?
Well, because
Because it's something he can make up to say.
No.
Yeah.
no,
There's no
it's
factual-
because
facts
it's about
Never
a child.
is.
Hey, look.
It's either 2 options. Either Spoon likes stories about children being sex trafficked, or he doesn't. I'm just assuming he's on the doesn't.
We can't prove that Corey Thompson's not a pedophile. None of us know that.
So
but
he doesn't
we can
like these
assume
kind of
he's not.
stories. He doesn't like these kind of stories. But I worked at a restaurant in Fairfield, Texas. It's right on the Interstate 45, and I'm 16 years old. Girlfriend's granddad got me the job, so I was hooked up. I was in there, and I'm working the cash register. Guy comes in. He's an African American man, sharply dressed. Okay, real nice looking fella. And he starts asking me questions, right? And so he asked me, "Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And I'm 16. I'm working the cash register, and I'm like, "Oh, I want to be an attorney." At the time, I wanted to be a lawyer because I was dating this girl, anyways. So I want to be an attorney. He goes, "Well, that's what I am. I'm an attorney." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, that's cool, man." This day he's like, "You should give me your number. I can call you. I can help you become an attorney." And I'm like, "Makes sense.
It's the power of agreement.
That's a deal right there.
That's a fucking deal." This
What are the odds?
Yeah, I never would have got this opportunity had this gentleman not walked through here. So I gave him my phone number. And at the time, I was involved in a lot of sports, and my girlfriend lived 45 minutes away. So I was never at home, and we only had a home phone. So, but my dad's always there because my dad still to this day watches NASCAR in his underwear. And back then, he wasn't into NASCAR, but he still watched TV and hunting shows in his underwear all day. That's what he was when he was home from not working. He was there. So this guy kept calling, and my dad kept answering the phone, right? And he's like, "Yeah, Corey ain't here." Click. Corey ain't here. Click. Hang up. Kept calling. Of course, my dad does not relay messages to me at all unless it's like Spoon called or Braxton called or somebody he knows. If he don't know who it is, he's not going to be like, hey, a random person keeps calling you. Well, one day I'm home and called, and I'm there, so I get on the phone, and he's like, yeah, you can't tell your dad, but we're having this deal with all these future attorneys and this and that.
Oh,
you
Lord.
come down to Houston, hang out and all this kind of stuff, and like I'm like, man, sounds like a plan. When's it gonna happen? This and that. And he's like, but you can't tell your dad. I'm like, nah, he won't care. He don't roll like that. And so anyways, get off the phone, and my dad's like, I tell my dad, I'm like, hey, this guy just called me and said he's having this thing. He wants me to go to it. He's like, is he a black dude? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, he's been calling. And I was like, yeah, he knows I want to be an attorney. He says he's an attorney and this and that. And he goes, no, he probably just wants you to suck his dick. And I was like, I'm 16, and I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah, the chances of this being all true is slim to none, son. But if you really want to go,
to burst your bubble.
yeah,
Like-
but if you really want to go, just you know what I mean.
Good luck, son.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
have fun.
Yeah. You're not coming back, just so you know.
And I was like, all right, yeah, I don't want that. So I didn't go to the future lawyer retreat.
Obviously, because you're sitting here with us right now.
I mean,
We don't know.
we don't like. You either got to be a lawyer, or
yeah, I
or-
mean, but is that not my dad was just like, nah, here, this is what's
Didn't
really,
tell you no.
What if it wasn't though?
Yeah,
what if
no,
it wasn't? What if it was the?
What if that
complete-
was the opportunity of the
Yes,
lifetime?
completely opposite.
What
The
if it
dude was just
was?
underplaying because he was so rich.
Yeah.
He was. You would be like a Supreme Court justice right now if it
something.
was.
My dad convinced me with one just no, he just wants to suck your dick. Or just wants you to suck his dick. And I was
don't-
like, what?
I've only talked to your dad one time, and it was for 3 seconds, so I don't have any frame of reference for this.
I mean, have you met my dad?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I could see it.
he don't. I mean, he don't have a lot to lose right there in that situation. He's like, he's had options in his life. You know what I mean? You'd think my dad made it through his whole life without having a chance to suck a dick. Like,
I'm going to go on record. Robert Donald Trigg Sr., my late dad, I will put this on record. He never went through life with that opportunity.
no, but you don't think everybody ever
Nope.
offered?
Nope.
He just uppercut him.
He would have fucked him up right there on the spot.
I assume my dad would have too, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? He saw it.
The question would have never been asked.
At 16 years old, my dad was,
That's the difference between that generation. How old's your dad?
he's in his 70s.
Okay, so the
Born in
difference between
49.
that generation and our generation is two totally different playing fields. They would have fucked that person up.
How old are you, Rob?
I'm 46.
Okay.
But my dad was like, so I got kicked out of high school for stealing a school bus.
For what? Stealing?
Stealing a school bus. And the night that I stole the school bus, we didn't get home till like 6 a.m. So when I got home, my dad just happened to be there, you know?
Well, did you have the school bus in hand?
No, we'd already stashed it. And so I walk
Senior
in.
prank.
Yeah. I walk in, and he's like, oh, that's, late night, whatever. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, what are y'all doing? I was like, shit, we stole a school bus. You know? I didn't have that kind of relationship where I had to, like, not tell my dad what was going on in my life. And you know what he said? He said, oh, yeah, you're going to regret that one. And that was it. That was the entire conversation. I went to bed.
Yep, you're gonna regret that one. That would not have been the response from my dad.
Think about it though. It's like at that point, what can he say or do to like lessen
A
Even if you
17-year-old
called the principal that night, it's like y'all stole it. It don't matter how many days it was gone. I feel like at that point, like
Yeah. He's
what's
like-
done's done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like,
that's
he's
not
like,
what Pam would have said though. She would have went off
Right.
on you. My dad would have beat the shit out of me.
Yeah,
I'm
my
sure
dad. Oh, my life would have
I
been
understand
over.
He
that,
would have
though.
bounced
It's
me
like,
from
at
one
that
side of the
point,
house.
Hey, I would have gotten thrown through windows,
Look.
drywall, everything.
My dad realized he told me this in my adult life. He told me, he's like, I realized that you were so hard headed and so determined to figure it out on your own that letting you do any other thing was just a waste of my time and effort. Like,
he's
like,
that could be true.
Seems pretty self-aware.
well, he beat the shit out of me, but he's like, I would whoop your ass, and you would just put it in. You would just know that's just another step in the process. Like, yes, that's going to happen, but you just accepted it.
You had already calculated as the cost of doing the deal.
Yeah, it didn't bother me.
No.
It didn't but that's at a very young age. It didn't bother me. It bothered him to have to whoop my ass all the time. It hurt, that whole "it hurts me more than it hurts you."
That's a true statement.
It does.
It is.
That's
It's
a
rough.
true statement. I cannot put my hands on my children. I cannot.
It's
So I found torture.
torture. Like taking that tablet.
No,
What?
that's even worse.
Standing in the corner.
No. So I know it. Amberly's the only one that I really have to discipline because she's in that 2 to 3 year old stage. She does not like timeout.
Yeah.
She doesn't like it at all. Like, and now it's gotten so my wife's like, you can't go so extreme with timeout. I'm like, oh yeah, you go extreme first, and then once you get to that point that it's instilled in their brain, oh no, this is about to happen. So I start counting down from 5.
Yeah.
I say 5, 4. If I get to 1, I'm getting the chair and you're going to timeout. As soon as I get to 2,
That's a girl.
straight. Hey,
That's real talk.
That's a girl.
Hey,
I got 2 of each.
straight as an arrow.
That's a girl.
My little boy will call that. He'll call that bluff.
Yeah. Every time.
Like the one thing we did, I never threaten, or I try not. It happens because
Yeah,
you don't want to
it's-
follow through. I try not to ever threaten them with something I won't follow through with
Yeah.
because they'll gut check it.
Yeah. Look, a boy. Emery.
I don't have that problem and not going to have that problem. So those days are done now.
Emery got spanked a handful of times, and that was it. Just the possibility of having to go through all that timeout, taking stuff from her. She got a little sass in her, but I much rather deal with Emery's sass than I had my son's hard-headedness. My son, I know where it comes from, but I'm just like, man, bro don't care. He don't care. He don't care if it's physical violence. He don't care if he loses candy privileges. He don't care if he breaks something. He don't care if he hurts himself. None of it. He cares about none of it. The only thing he cares about is the curiosity.
That's what scared me is having a boy. But I mean, at the end of the day, like it's all girls. So and that ship has sailed. There's not going to be any more. So I'm happy with it because seeing how easy it is with girls until that time hits when it's not going to be easy.
He'll headbutt the floor for an hour and a half.
My son.
Sorry, that's not funny.
I mean, he'll dig in on that level. Like, you can't have that cup. I'm taking that cup. You're going to hurt yourself. He'll bow down like a little Muslim and headbutt the floor for an hour and a half
until you give the cup back.
I don't know. I never give the cup back. I just let him continue to throw his fit. I just step over him until finally he gives it up. But I mean, you've seen he's a curious dude. He's a curious little dude, and he's difficult to contain at best. But he left the office. We were at the office one day. He left the office, went out into the hallway, came back into the office. Thank God, because
he could have rode the elevator.
He could have rode the elevator, done anything he wanted to do. It was a Saturday. There's nobody in the building, but he left the office, came back to the office. Okay, went and got on Braxton's desk. And the amount of time it took me to make a phone call, so I trying to find him. Braxton's door was closed, but I didn't open the door to his office. I go out, and all the doors are open going out into the office building. So I called Braxton. He just left. I was like, "Did you leave those doors open?" He's like, "Hell no, I'll leave them doors open." I'm like, "Well, you got to come back. We got to find Biggins." I rode the elevator all the way down to the first floor. Ding! He's not in the first floor lobby, which he couldn't get out of. There's no way for him to get out of the building, right? But he could be anywhere on
stairwells,
nine different floors of this building. And so I'm like, okay. Now, at the time, he couldn't reach much on the elevator other than the bottom floor. So it's like you can narrow it down to like a search perimeter. But I was on the phone with Braxton freaking out. Like, I mean, just literally like hyperventilating.
We got to go floor by floor.
You got to go. You got to get back here right now. We're going floor by floor to find him.
I'm very good at that. So next time, call me in.
I ride the elevator back up to the 8th floor, get back up to the 8th floor, run back to the deal because I saw that his deal was going. Open the door and he's standing on Braxton's desk.
Just standing there.
Well, no, he had a dry erase marker was drawn on his screen, and I was like, I was like, bro gave. I mean, and after that, I was like, yeah, I'm not bringing him. I cannot bring him into this building anymore and work on Saturdays. But we got options for working on Saturdays. There's no office work that can happen because he will destroy everything that we have going on. He'll destroy his computer.
Unplug your stuff.
Unplug my stuff. Do whatever he wants to do, and it's not worth the little bit amount of something I could get done in the office versus putting him in a car seat, getting a piece of equipment, and going and plowing a field all day that he'll sit in the front seat of the equipment. He'll grab a button every once in a while, but he'll just actively take it in, and we don't have to worry about him hurting himself. So, yeah, boys are spoon.
You got girls?
2 of each.
Yeah. Oh,
My 4-year-old boy.
you got 4?
Yeah, sometimes you pull the trigger on a third and get doubles.
Yeah.
So I got twins for my 40th.
Yeah. We can't have any more.
I walked in one day and the little boy was drawing on the wall with the marker. I'm like, hey dude, what you doing there? He's like, nothing. I'm like, you're drawing on the wall. He said, no. He gives his sister's name. She said she did that. I'm like, bro, you got the marker in your hand. He's like, I'll not do it. And I'm like, I can physically see you drawing on the wall right now. He's like, no, it's not me. Like that don't happen with girls. They just don't do that kind of stuff.
No,
like,
they'll cower down.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you got me.
Amberly's done the drawing on the wall thing. Yeah, my wife, she lost it. And I'm like, she's like, I'll fix it before you get home. I'm like, okay. I get home, it's not fixed, and she's like, don't freak out. I went and looked, it's like everywhere, and I'm like, just give me some paint.
yeah. So
Did she ever get a fascination with the toilet?
Oh, she has a fascination with the toilet right now. But
none of mine have ever done that.
But
That's pretty interesting.
does she pile stuff in there and try to flush it?
nah, not really. But she has a fascination with watching me go to the bathroom. It's a little weird.
No, yeah.
Oh, that's all kids.
Yeah, that's all
You
kids.
You can't.
But she doesn't have a fascination with going into the bathroom, throwing whatever she can throw in the toilet and hitting the button and seeing where it goes.
No,
You like looking for your car keys?
no,
Yeah.
no.
All right, so
That's not a thing.
did your
yet.
kids?
Not at all. A few times they'd stuff toilet paper in there and try to flush it just to see it happen, but it was always like once or twice.
Did your girls or boys do it more?
I don't know. I don't think it was enough to even register. Like maybe
Emery
a few times.
never developed a fascination with the toilet. Biggins right now at this juncture,
Loves the toilet.
if you're in the house and he's got his playroom and we're playing, you're in the kitchen, whatever, and then you hear it go quiet, you just nobody's playing no more. You know what I mean? You look, he's not sitting on the couch tuned in to Spidey and Friends or whatever his little show is. He's gonna be in the bathroom, and he's gonna throw half of the contents of the sink into the toilet.
In the toilet.
Into the toilet.
Braxton, have you seen this? No, you haven't seen it?
I haven't.
But do you know?
I can see it easy.
Now, is he sad whenever you walk into the bathroom? Do you think he has a sad look on his face, like, oh no, I've been caught for the 5th time this week?
He's like, check this out, dude. I feel like this is the coolest thing. Have you tried this thing?
Have you
thrown stuff in there before?
Yeah, like this is amazing. And he watches me pee every day because I'm trying to potty train him. So I got his little stool that I put up there next to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We try to go together.
It's a little different when you got a boy. I think is besides a girl.
The worst thing about boys is they pee everywhere.
Yeah.
Like they just pee
Once they
all,
can.
like they're like, or they're just dirty.
So he went potty for the first time on the toilet, sitting down.
Okay, that's good.
At least he went in the toilet.
No, it's terrible.
It was terrible.
What? I told his mom, I was like, why? And she's like, well, I didn't know if he had to pee or poop. I'm like, I would rather that motherfucker shit standing up than pee sitting down ever in his life. You always stand him in front of the toilet, and whatever happens. But don't set him down and then let him accidentally pee in there and then congratulate him. Like this is a bad policy. We're starting off on the wrong foot.
We are. Wait till you get almost 50 years old. You'll start peeing sitting down.
I mean, I
Trust me.
I don't have a problem with me peeing sitting down. It's just like
Because you'll think you'll have to take a poop, like in the middle of the night, and you'll get up and go pee, and you don't have to poop. You just go back to bed. Too tired.
That's real talk. It's real talk. I'm only 2 years behind you.
Yeah,
Me and you.
I'm telling you, it happens. Wait till you start sitting on your nuts.
Well,
That's real talk also.
Yeah.
That's what.
you want to talk about the incident?
The incident, the very first thing I referenced.
Right. I'm telling you right now, you want to talk about like wake up, like sit on your nuts one time.
Yep.
Hold on.
Just sit on
It
it.
happens.
Just
Well, basically, we went to Rockport this summer. Little family fishing trip.
Braxton's mom and aunt were there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your mom's going to watch this?
And
I apologize in advance, Pam.
let's be clear. His mom and aunt were with us when this happened.
Hold on. Whoa. They were at the house.
They were not in the car with us.
We were in the King Ranch. Jacob's brand new 2022 King Ranch, $100,000 truck. Very
His
nice
daughter
vehicle.
Madison's car seat
She was not. Their car seat was not.
had
there.
to
It
be
was just
removed.
a
Had to be
seat.
removed. Had to be removed.
Jason was sitting
So
where
Jason could
Jacob's
sit-
daughter sits.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
None of this is relevant information because I didn't know it at the time.
Well, basically, the timeline of events is very first day we're there, right? Next morning at like, or next night, like 9 o'clock, we go on a flounder fishing trip. We're out till like 2:30 in the morning. We had to leave by like 4:30 or 5
catching
to
it.
go to the next red fishing trip the next morning. So we're running on 2 hours of sleep
Oh,
and
God.
and
been fishing. It's like 1 o'clock. Just had lunch. And,
yeah, we go to lunch and Corey tries to convince them that we're a couple the whole time.
that's irrelevant to the story.
Yeah. Non-factor.
Anyway, so we're all on 2 hours of sleep. We're rolling around the King Ranch. We got to, we're going to look at Sarita actually in Corpus.
Oh, God.
So we're cruising around the King Ranch.
We actually sold that one, thank God.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't even know how it got brought up, but at some point, Jason, I think probably talked about what you just talked about, like sitting on him.
Yeah.
I was
It
like,
hurts.
what are you even talking about, you weirdo?
And I said I got huge nuts, and he said, "I don't believe it."
You pulled them out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hold on.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hold on.
Hold on. Hey,
Where
look, I'll
Jacob's
tell you this
daughter
right now.
sits.
The guys I hang out with from Mississippi, they will show you their nuts.
I pulled them on my short leg and showed them to
I'm
him.
telling you right
Time
now.
out. Time out.
There's two
Something,
indentions on the seat
something
still.
about Mississippi folk,
Time out. Time
we
out.
will
Time
show
out.
you our
Let me.
nuts.
I was.
just to show you how big they are.
He was bragging about his nuts. Braxton called him out. He said he would pull them out. So I flipped down the mirror.
Because you wanted to see.
Well, I was like, if this is going to happen,
It's an
you know what I
unbelievable
mean?
moment in
Yeah.
your life.
You know, if this
It's like
kind
a
of
bad car accident. You just can't look away.
yeah, like if this kind of disrespect is about to take place.
It's like bubble gum.
No,
Yeah, it
it
looks like a dove's breast.
Yeah.
no, it was like a cow patty.
It was like a
You know what I'm talking about?
leather saddlebag that you drape over a horse.
Yes. Yeah.
And so there's still two indentions on Jacob's seat where his daughter used to sit. She had to move the other side now.
There's definitely not indentions.
But it's just like the disrespect to do that in someone else's vehicle that was nice
well,
enough
no,
to give you a ride.
I have to give them that. You can't be pulling out your nuts.
Yeah, and just
in a
rubbing
King
them on the
Ranch.
seat. Like,
I mean,
come
we'd
on,
been
dude.
drinking, me and Jacob, anyways.
I mean, look.
All
I know.
I'm bothered still.
You're still bothered?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
called Braxton.
it was
back
weird.
to aging gracefully. That shit doesn't exist. Okay, the older you get, the more
But you're-
things hurt.
Oh, I know now.
Your friends would have done that too, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, see.
yeah. My friends
Mine
from Mississippi, Mud Mafia. I'm telling you, there's a buddy of mine. His name's Bruno, and when you think of that name, I don't mean the guy that's on the Bruno films. I'm talking about big,
Yeah.
bulky, huge. The guy looks like Bull from Over the Top. What was the guy?
Yeah.
The guy that was the champion that Rocky supposedly beat. That no way in heck Rocky or Sylvester Stallone could have beat that guy in real life.
Mr. T.
No.
No. Over the Top was an arm wrestling movie,
The
guys.
arm wrestling, like
Yeah, we don't.
Turn the hat backwards.
yeah, it's like an engine. Turn my hat on. Yeah,
So
it's like a truck.
he pulled his nuts out. You've seen that guy's nuts.
I can't even count how many times.
I'm saying there's a time and a place for it.
But here's where it gets worse. When we get back to Braxton's aunt's
Y'all are making a
abode,
big deal out of this.
And my mom,
his mom.
I've already been weird about bringing everyone else around my mom.
Yeah.
So
Mom-
the big guy with the goatee, the bald guy,
yeah.
and over top.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks like him, like literally.
But you got to listen.
Okay.
The disrespect has not ended yet.
Oh,
we're back at his humble aunt's abode, and Mom's there, and Spoon just breaks out bragging about it
That's not what happened.
in front of everybody.
They were like, Braxton's like, I'm on the phone with my wife, and they're like, I'm not going to say anything about the event. I'm like, tell
the
her.
incident.
I'm like, tell her.
And he's like, yeah, Megan, they're just surprised that I already pulled up my nuts. She's like, before the fishing trip or whatever, like, y'all, it's the first day.
Yeah.
It's like his own wife's like, oh, it's not
Didn't
that
you-
I didn't
didn't you-
expect it. It's like, already?
You tried to tell my parents. Like, you were like,
Oh,
oh, his parents will be.
No, we weren't trying to tell your parents.
That's
we were
right.
talking in code, referring it to as the incident.
Were my parents surprised?
Which they were like, no, whatever, because we're talking in code. And then he just offers, yeah, I pulled up my nuts, and they're surprised.
And his dad, his mom's like, Jason, and his dad's like, oh. Just, nah.
Hey, I'm telling you,
There's a time
I
and
got
place.
two buddies. His name's Bruno, and one of them's name is Fat Boy. That's not his Christian name. His Christian name's Chris Birch.
It would be cooler if it was his Christian.
Yeah, it would be. But two of the funniest guys you ever meet in your entire life. Love them to
And
death.
don't keep their nuts in their pants.
But I'm telling you, they'll show them to you. They will show them to you. I mean, but we do some
I just felt like-
heavy drinking out on
I
the
felt
mud
like we were
trails.
those kind of friends. Like we were all.
Hey,
you know,
it's
I
deer
guess we
season
weren't.
again in Mississippi.
I'm telling you.
There you go.
We didn't go last year.
Get out there.
Are you going hunting this year?
I'll probably go. Yeah, I'll probably go.
We gotta make sure
Y'all
we get our.
didn't go to Eddie's place?
Not last year. It
We had just gotten
Snowmageddon
back.
2 happened.
That's true. But it was like, we were in New Mexico, and it was going to be like, we had a day or something, or 2 days. It was like,
And we couldn't and Snowmageddon 2 was happening. So we ended up snowed in. But, yeah. So anything else, Rob?
Oh no, you tell me.
Man, I've had fun. You gonna come up here once a month and chat it up with us?
I can do that.
You wanna bring Alex with you so we can make Alex really awkward?
You didn't make me awkward.
I don't think-
I could
but-
chop it up with you.
But no, I know. But do you think we could make Alex really awkward?
Oh,
we can
yeah.
make him
I
blush.
think 30 seconds. 30 seconds. He comes from Pittsburgh, man. There's nothing wrong with Alex. I mean, you just could make him very uncomfortable.
Hey, let's do your best Johnny impression.
Oh Lord, put me on the spot.
No, we all got one.
Okay.
We all got one.
Hey guys, look. Hey, listen. We just gotta get these loans closed, okay, guys? Everything's gonna be all right now. I ain't gonna be there, but I got tickets to Mississippi State. I gotta go.
We're waiting on an answer from Eddie and teams. We're still waiting for, or I'm asking Braxton, hey, is this loan going to close? Well, Eddie hasn't gave his opinion yet. And I was like, well, what's Johnny said? You do your Johnny impression.
what did he say, though? I can't even remember.
It's just always the same. It's like, ARV looks good.
It don't look like it's bad buy. I mean, good reserves, good credit. Looks like a strong client, but we'll just have to see. And I'm not good on mobile homes, so we'll just have to see what Eddie thinks.
Eddie comes in there and totally wipes the slate clean.
Yep.
Not lending this. This is where we need to be.
And then
Four question marks.
yeah, like
What is the collateral?
y'all are better than this. I've been telling y'all, all of this. And then I'm like, so what's the status? Did they approve it or whatever? And so Braxton goes and asks for an update. And then Johnny comes in and's like, loan approved, ready to go. Eddie never gives us second comments after we answer the
A
questions.
lot of times, like I'll put all these thoughts, be meticulous, answer all Eddie's questions. Johnny will just like. I appreciate that you read it, but what? Like, I asked you a question, like the message.
That's a good thumbs up right there. Hey, you know what? You put that together so well.
So then it's like a gray area.
I mean,
It's like
you
he
know
wants
what?
to approve it without necessarily tying his name to it.
It's like,
No. They're both the same way. I'm like, look, guys, y'all are the owners of the company. Y'all are the only ones that can approve these loans. Like, and Eddie will sit there and say, I'm not approving unless Johnny approves it. And then Johnny's like, I guess I'll approve it.
If Eddie approves,
if Eddie approves
what did Eddie say?
it's like I don't
back and
know.
forth.
Go ask your mom, and your mom said, I don't know. Go ask your dad. It's like, well,
Hey, with respect to them and not
yeah,
to disrespect
I understand why they have to be the way that they are.
them. I mean, they both are yin and yang. They literally are. They're two totally different
but
people.
they underwrite it from two different perspectives.
Yes.
Like so
One is
the buyer.
One is protecting the company, at all cost, and that's Eddie. And the other one is, how can we make this happen?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Johnny's looking at the buyer, looking at the
whole
entity,
deal.
the whole deal, and Eddie's looking at the collateral, going, "Y'all trying to loan on a peanut farm? I don't know shit about peanuts.
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
I know you pick them.
It's like I don't know. I'm gonna have to defer to. I'm gonna have to wait till we get the appraisal. I'm gonna have to get more information.
Yep.
You know, I think I'm gonna start using that. Honestly, I have not engaged that, but hey, look, we got to get this appraisal ordered right now. I think I'm gonna start doing that. I mean, like,
Most of the time, I'll have texted the appraiser before they even have their initial thoughts in there.
I think I'm going to implement that with the team. That's actually a really good technique. Hey, if you had this under contract, we can give you an analysis, but we got to get this appraisal ordered right now.
Right now.
Right now. Like, are you ready to go?
I mean,
If you're not, then I know A, you're shopping me, or B, you don't have it under contract. And if you're shopping me, then I know how to approach it. Like, okay, hey, what are you looking for? You know, if you're shopping me, what
Get
is
back
it?
into fact finding.
Finding the objection.
Yeah, what
That's
do you
actually-
need? What do I need to be in first place?
well, and if they're not willing to dump a K on an appraisal, they're not really serious about doing business with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
But if they are, then it's like, all right, perfect. Well, I'm that much further ahead. I know that they're committed, and they're not going to be probably as much of a stickler on like terms and this and that. And it's like, look, I mean, ultimately, we got to see what we got.
Yeah.
Get the full inspection.
Dragons.
Where are you going? No.